Rods and reels, like 13 fishing bait casting combos, $99. Fluger rods and reel combos, $59. Plus, you'll find 50% off AFCO, Marsh, and Drake winter apparel. Save 2 on Kanga coolers, Lazy One summer loungewear, Costa sunglasses, summer marsh wear, and more. That's the Great Outdoors, Highway 150 East in Cherryville, right behind McDonald's. Online at teamgreatoutdoors.com and like them on Facebook too.
At Coyote Tractor, we hold dirt in the highest regard. That's why we're digging up some of our best deals so you can get out there and plan. We've got cash back and 0% financing offers available on 22 to 110 horsepower tractors, utility vehicles, and zero-turn mowers. Coyote, we dig dirt. Offer cannot be combined. Financing subject to credit approval. Some restrictions apply. See your authorized Coyote Tractor dealer for details.
Your Coyote dealer is Weston Sales, Highway 18 North, 27 West intersection in Vail.
Congratulations to all our area graduates from everyone at Marburger, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Shelby. As you embark on this new chapter of your life, embrace the journey ahead with optimism and a sense of adventure. The world is yours. Today is just the start of all the wonderful things that life has in store for you. Take pride in how far you've gone and faith in how far you can go. This graduation wish is from everyone at Marburger, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, 1310 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at Marburger, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram.
It's Employee Pricing Plus at Marburger, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Shelby, putting the power in your hands. Now you can receive employee pricing on select new 2024 or new 2025 Dodge models, or choose available attractive offers. Contact dealer for details. Check out the Dodge Performance Vehicles Employee Pricing Plus at Marburger, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, 1310 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. When you experience the loss of a loved one, trust the Stamey Tysinger Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Falston to help guide you through the arrangements necessary to create a meaningful ceremony that celebrates the unique life being honored. Their staff is committed to providing your family with the highest quality care and service in your time of need. The Stamey Tysinger Funeral Home and Cremation Center, 846 East Stagecoach Trail in Falston. Online at StameyTysingerFuneralHome.com. Celebrating lives and healing grieving hearts.
Before our very eyes.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall.
I am the incredible man. I only do things incredible can. 'Cause I am the seed of a chosen breed. You don't see too many like me. 'Cause I am one of the reasons you do what you do. When you wanna be me instead of you. 'Cause I am still on beat. Showing love to the streets. Come on, you know me. 'Cause that's who I am.
And good morning. Welcome to the Saturday Morning Sports Out with Kevin Hastings, Chip Carter, Tom Sinifani, and Zach Mayhew. And as always, JP, trying to remember names so I don't get fired.
JP,
that one this week,
if you were going to get fired, that would have happened years ago.
Yeah, I know.
It has, like three times.
Yeah. It's happened quite a few times.
That might have been the most transparent intro you've ever done, JP. I really appreciate that.
You're welcome.
That was enjoyable.
There are
Yellow Post-it notes. Your phone has a thing. Just put it in your phone, right? Everybody's names, people on the air.
I actually had to do that for the post game.
I know you. You told me you did.
If anybody's wearing a hat and they usually don't, it might be a problem.
Not surprising at all. Yeah, if you change your if Will Boykins walked in here in a burn shirt, he'd have no idea who he was.
Very true. Probably not. Very true.
Well, good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday, July 14th, day after Friday 13th. I hope you guys all had a
June 14th.
What did I say? July.
Yep.
It's almost.
It's not Bastille
It's almost
Day.
2026.
Wasting a month away, man.
Years halfway over.
Yeah, right.
Summer starts next week, by the way. So we'll be ready for that.
Feels like it's already here.
That's what.
I think my wife decorated for Christmas. No,
Already.
Mine finished
Christmas
Christmas shopping.
decorations.
What are you talking about?
The Christmas decorations are at the local stores. Let's go. First of all, every Saturday, if you're listening on the radio, 92.9 FM, 59 AM, this show is live on Rumble. We do put the replays up on Rumble and YouTube, links on Facebook as well, and Twitter. So you can go and see those after the show on Mondays and Tuesdays and catch back up with the shows. Today, and as always, we got NASCAR, we've got golf, NBA playoffs, the finals, now 2-2 after the fixer referee last night. We'll talk about him. Then we also got a little Major League Baseball action, and of course, some NFL news and notes, and a little bit more fun as well. But every Saturday, the breakfast is brought to us by McDonald's of Cherryville. And Chip, what did you have this morning?
I finished up a delicious sausage and egg biscuit. This is one of the best ones I had.
Zachary?
I had my usual jelly biscuit and hash brown.
Tom?
I had a bacon, egg, and cheese McMuffin and a hash brown and a coffee.
I had a egg and cheese biscuit with a strawberry banana smoothie. Terry not here this morning for you folks looking for Terry. Our ratings go down again. Here
He's
we go.
boycotting us, man.
Chip, you were gone for like a month. When you were gone,
Ratings went up. No.
yeah. That was it was a ratings bonanza while I was gone.
like Chip's like trying to rank him. I'm like, this guy
Terry?
guy works less than the union steward. He's over there saying, "Where's Terry?"
He just
Where's
negotiated this vacation time.
That's what he did.
I put in my vacation request like months in advance. I didn't know Terry wasn't going to be here.
And Tom, you got a fancy hat out of Chip's absence.
I had
We'll see what Terry brings.
I had something for
next
Terry.
Saturday.
Remind me. I'll go to the car and get because absenteeism is a problem at this place. I've got something that reminds us of Terry when he's not here. I'll get it from the car. I was going to bring it to him today, but since he doesn't like to work anymore, maybe he'll be back next.
I forgot his hat, and I was like, oh, good, he's not here. Don't
Well, this week we start the show usually with the NASCAR news and notes because of our NASCAR listeners. We have NASCAR on the weekends. We've got coverage this weekend.
That's why he's not here.
Series. He's with Mexico.
He don't want to know. He don't want to talk about this.
He's trying to cross the border right now. Everybody worried about the safety.
I'd pay $5 to watch Terry try to cross.
He's probably riding behind.
Show him what he's riding in. Kevin.
He's riding behind that caravan.
Well, everybody's worried about the safety, of course, of everyone down there. But to be honest, we should have been worried about the safety in Michigan because there was a murder at the track during the race. Did y'all not see that news? I've got the story right here.
5, 4, 3, 2, on your sign.
It's Ty Dillon.
Clear. 9 green all the way. You're free there. 11 off 2.
I think I just murdered a squirrel getting into my damn pit stop.
Yes, you did. Mike screamed. I didn't know what the hell he was screaming at.
I thought he was going to do a Randy Johnson and hit a bird.
No, well, if you watch closely,
5, 4,
watch him
3,
smoke this
2,
squirrel.
on your sign.
Whoop!
There it is.
On your sign. 4, 3, 2, on your sign.
Now, we've got other angles of the squirrel, but I wanted you
That's
to
for you, Mr. Squirrel.
hear them talking about it.
Now we're going to do it for that squirrel.
That's for you, Mr. Squirrel. I get him down there?
It was probably interesting for him to get in that
I want to know where the squirrel's at.
Racetrack.
Like when you run over, did he like flatten him on the track? Did he like explode? Because these cars are low.
If they sent him to a taxidermist and put him in the Hall of Fame, then
I'm saying, is anything left of him? I mean,
Report
he didn't
back on the squirrel. Report back on the squirrel.
we'll have the Hans devices on all of them.
Oh, the squirrel.
And bad timing, little buddy.
I guess he didn't just disintegrate him because he only hit him at like what 15 miles per hour, 20 miles. He was breaking into his pit box when he smoked the squirrel. But yeah, everybody was worried about their safety this weekend in Mexico. Let's see. I do have another shot of the backside of that squirrel at some point, but I gotta find it.
I was
before or after he got hit.
Right. Well, there was another shot. It was from the other side of pit lane, and they blurred it out as soon as the squirrel got in front of the car. So you could just see him hop in front of the car, and then just like, oh, no more squirrels.
When I was a kid, I was visiting my dad's parents, and they and something had happened. There was like a squirrel had fallen out of a tree or something. It was sitting. And my grandfather's back there inspecting the situation, and I just go to talk to him, and my papa proceeds to go and do this just wonderful squirrel eulogy. It's just like he was a squirrel, and I was like, thanks, papa. That's very meaningful.
Well, there you go. Rest in peace, Michigan squirrel, forever in our hearts.
Well, he probably did like he does everybody. They do everybody else when you're going down the road. They're in the road and they can't make a decision. Left, right, splat.
Like that.
Never try to dodge a squirrel. Just drive straight.
You remember the commercial with the squirrel that like?
Yeah, is that what y'all teach them, Tom, in class?
Drive
straight through the squirrel.
I do talk about squirrels because I'll have like some of my tender-hearted kids like swerve and go left to center to miss a squirrel.
Golly.
And I'll grab the wheel and I just calmly say, okay, you can go home or Mr. Squirrel can go home. Which one of you is going home? With me. I was like, okay, just understand that Mr. Squirrel, we love Mr. Squirrel, but Mr. Squirrel might not go home.
I just do the Days of Thunder thing and just hit the gas and goes right through it.
That's right.
You get to the other side.
Sometimes you can, if they want to slow down or something, I encourage them not to slam on the brakes.
Yeah.
It's like, there might be somebody behind you, but honk your horn. Maybe he'll get out of the way. We're not going to swerve.
The girls that was driving in our class, they went left to center with anything not on the road.
Yeah. Well,
these guys will take care of a squirrel.
I do say like things like, do I want to explain to your mom that, well, the squirrel made it home, but Johnny didn't. It's like, that's not what I want to do.
Well, the teams went down immediately from Michigan during the race. They loaded their Mexican cars, took them to Michigan, then came back down, and so they left. They got down there around Thursday. That the planes had some issues. One of the plane engines blew up on the runway, and a lot of teams didn't make it down there. They had to sit there and wait, change planes. Dale Jr.'s plane was one of the planes that had a problem. One of the reporters, I got to find his name here in a minute. He tweeted, so basically it was a bad joke and ended up being very bad timing. They were at the airport terminal, right? And, everyone in NASCAR is in one terminal, and he was like, if something ever, he basically said if this terminal blew up, NASCAR would be over with. And then like an hour later, the plane engine blows on the runway. So like everybody's mad at him, of course, and talking about him and everything. But yeah, they've had some issues getting down there. They've had to change some scheduling because of that. 2 cars didn't pass customs. So it's been an issue. They're racing at altitude. I'm gonna show some video of that. The stadium and the actual track's actually pretty cool though. To be honest, I'm gonna give some credit to that. I'll show you a piece of that here in a second. Like I said, for you folks listening on the radio, you can tune in live on Rumble and just type in KDC Broadcasting Shock Joxx and find that. Let's find you some information on that. on the tracks, I think you guys will find it kind of interesting. They've got a little stadium, like a stadium that they drive through. But when I mean drive through, like through the stands, like through the middle of the stands, which is pretty cool. Here we go. Let's see. Let's check this out.
Feet above sea level, how that affects not only the driver but the engines. For more of the altitude here at Mexico City, 7,500 feet above sea level.
So that's not the finish line. That's like turn 10 where they've got this stadium. Then you go through there, and then you circle back around and go through the main finish.
Like they're walking in for the Olympics.
How that affects not only the driver but the engines.
There's
For more, let's send it up to
wrecks
our
and
crew
action
chief
in this
Steve
area.
Letarte.
Right.
Fans
Yeah, thanks, Danielle.
still a lot
For
of
great
people.
understanding of it, I think we headed into the prime garage because it affects the car in multiple ways, right? Down around sea level, the air is very thick. It makes a ton of downforce and a lot of drag. It's hard to push the car through the air. When we go to 7,300 feet, the downforce is gone. The grip is gone. Nothing's pushing the car down. And the drag is gone, which means it goes faster in a straight line. It slips through the air. But to really understand it, we'll go under the hood and take a look at what else is affected. Remember, this air feeds the engine, as you guys were just discussing. It cools the engine. It also cools the brakes. And it does not do a very good job of cooling the brakes. The thinner air is less efficient. It's easier to overheat the brakes. Guys, you guys on the desk know as drivers how important the brakes are. So now you have a car that goes through the air faster because of less drag, and the brakes work less because they're warmer lap after lap after lap. So when you look at all the effects of altitude, really, it's that less power, the aero effects I just pointed out, but then the cooling is also a concern, guys, for both the brakes and the engine.
All right, so
really good breakdown.
Real fast, Tom, and no brakes.
Yeah, that's what we teach.
That's a healthy combination.
Oh, hold on. Here's Dale Jr. going through the course.
Look at this track map, 2.42 miles, 15 turns, a lot going on.
Yeah, long front straightaway. So what's going to happen is there'll be a lot of battles for position in this braking zone right here, charging into turn one. You go through turn 1, 2, and 3, a lot of switchbacks. You need your car to change directions there, Steve, out onto this straightaway to head toward turn 4, another braking zone, an opportunity to make passes.
That's right, an opportunity to pass, but you're going to have to get it worked out. While I think there are chances to push the limit between the next 4, 5, and 6 combination, it's the S's. We see this at a lot of different road courses, kind of the switchbacks, right? It goes from a right to a left to a right to a left, kind of peel your competitor off if he is able to get next to you. And don't sleep on this 9, 10, 11. It looks like there's a little turn at 10, but this braking zone to 11 is serious, and then it heads into the stadium.
Yeah, the stadium has got some really tight corners. Turn 12, maybe the tightest turn in the NASCAR season. You've got to get through this little series right here to be able to get out of turn 15 and accelerate down this 4,000-foot front straightaway to make more passes off into turn 1.
So basically what they're telling us is they're going to slip through turn 12 automatically to turn 15 and take out half of the stands. That's what's going to happen right there.
They're probably going to have some wrecks in this one.
No, yeah.
Hopefully the walls will keep them contained there. 3,900 feet, 3,977 feet is the second longest straightaway in NASCAR for our radio
about 3/4
listeners.
of a mile, then, huh?
What would you say? What's the first one?
Probably Talladega, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess. I was either that or
I'm guessing it has to be Talladega. Pocono might be.
Yeah, the front stretch.
It'd be nice if it said to Pocono.
Yeah,
to
right.
Talladega. Nice little
Indy, maybe.
Nice,
but Indy's front and back stretch are the same.
Talladega's bigger than.
That's fair. So I did a little research.
All right.
True or false? This is the first NASCAR points race that accumulates actual points outside the United States.
I would guess, yeah, but I don't know if they ever went to Canada.
Any other guesses? No. It's actually false.
All right.
There's been one other race.
Yeah.
And it's actually a fairly historical race. Was in Canada. Very good. If I can find it, hold on. The 1958 Jim Midian 500 was run. They ran like a little over 100 miles
on the grass that day. I didn't hear it.
Yeah, it's one of the shortest tracks they raced on. It's less than half a mile, shorter than Martinsville. The report was it was actually almost a carbon copy of how Bowman Gray was.
Okay.
And the winner was Lee Petty.
There you go.
Another historical fact to go along with it was the debut of another fairly famous race car driver. Anybody want to guess who they think who it might have been?
What year?
58.
Was it Richard?
The Kings' first points race at the highest series was not even in the United States,
And it was the only race outside.
and his daddy spun him out in the race. Lee spun him out in the race. But yeah, so he didn't. So Richard didn't finish his first race. His first race was not in the United States, but yeah, 1958 was in Canada. It's the only other. This is Mexico City will be the second race outside the United States that is on the top circuit.
The longest straightaway is Pocono.
All right,
there you go.
The guys in Vegas actually did a little bit of research. Kyle Larson is not the favorite in Vegas right now. Shane Van
SVG might be.
Gisberger is. Yeah, Gisberger is.
I think it's Kyle Busch.
Christopher Bell. All right. Terry's not here.
I had to fill in.
And I want to ask that you're in the seat. It's a requirement sitting in that seat. Okay. And I want y'all. I wish Terry was here. I want y'all's thoughts on this. And Terry, if you're listening, you can call in after the first break. Who won last week in Michigan? Anybody know? Anybody remember?
If you'll give me about 4 seconds, I'll tell you. Because I was actually clicking on that. Christopher Bell. No, Denny Hamlin.
44-year-old Denny Hamlin.
Why was I not remembering that off the top
Can
of my head?
somebody
I just
tell
the wreck
me?
last week. That's all.
Yeah. What is the theory? Kyle Busch is supposed to be such a phenomenal race car, and he's a champion. He's won before. Why is he now all of a sudden barely fighting to be in the top 10, and that's it?
He does not like that car.
It's equipment.
Yep.
You think it's just straight equipment? He's not enjoying driving for RCR.
Where does Jimmy Johnson finish every time he races now?
Well, and he's
dead last.
He's part time, so
I don't care.
They're not going to give him the best equipment.
That's what I'm saying.
I think
Hamlin's with the premier team.
Do you think RCR is just that far behind the rest of the other racing teams?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Busch is stuck in 10th all the time.
And Kyle's come out multiple times. He despises this car.
Well, why'd he sign with him?
Money.
Well, then don't complain.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm talking about RCR, but I'm talking about the car in general, like the new gen car. He's not too keen on that.
Okay,
I'm not talking about the
not necessarily the team,
Yes.
but just the new setup of the car.
Yes.
Okay, that's fair, because that does kind of coincide with when he started when he stopped.
I think that has a lot of stuff with Jimmy too. He's just not familiar with driving this new car and its quirkiness.
Well, on that one, that is a lot
fair?
on him. Well, he always drove a loose race car,
Mhm.
and these are not.
They're not.
If you get a little bit loose, they spin out. So
I think-
that's not that. That's definitely that too. But again, you're talking about. It aggravated me, like I said, as soon as Jimmy wins the 7th championship and he won races that year, and then he won some races the next year, and then all of a sudden, hey, we're not going to win races. There's no more Lowe's sponsorship. As soon as Lowe's is not sponsored, now we're not winning races. Now what happened? Like what deal? And what was going on with Lowe's and that? And obviously there was winning at Lowe's Motor Speedway, obviously a lot. So everybody, you go down that line. But again, like you said, if Hamlin was in any other, if he wasn't at Hendricks or where he is now, he wouldn't be winning races.
If it's if it's that difficult to see, that's the amazing thing to me. But is Hamlin okay? So, but Hamlin's part owner with Jordan, but he's not driving Jordan's. He's not driving that equipment. Okay, that's right. I was about to say. You're telling me the Jordan? Well, and Bubba Wallace is out driving Kyle Busch. You mean to tell me Jordan and Hamlin, they've got better equipment than RCR, one of the most historical, longest tenured race teams on the circuit, who had one of the top, who basically supported and gave the equipment to one of the top 2 or 3 drivers in the history of the sport? That's a little bizarre to me. But to be fair, if these cars are difficult or they lean more towards being tight, Earnhardt Sr. would have a hard time because he historically loved having a loose car. He wanted to be able to get through the turns very easily, so he might even struggle in this car.
It's hard to believe it's been 16 years since Lowe's ended their sponsorship of the show.
That long, golly.
2009.
They still sponsor Jimmy longer though, didn't they, Kevin? After Lowe's Motor Speedway, they did win to what, like
a couple of years or what?
Yeah, 15
wasn't too
or something
long,
like that.
But
and he went to,
there's a list of
of
the drivers on the teams, and looking at the driver names, just looking at Hendricks, those 4 are bigger than everybody at RCR, but Kyle.
Yeah,
Austin Dillon, Austin Hill, and Jesse Love.
And Joe Gibbs races. Obviously, they're doing they're doing good work. They've done good work for a long, long time.
So that's just it is a it's a frustrating sport to where the best like actual drivers sometimes don't win all the races. I do think they do a good job, over the season or had as far as competing and everything. But it's just I don't know. I don't like that either, Chip. 100%. So I don't like how whatever like you're saying is that the guys that that can actually drive a car like the Kyle Bushes or even Harvick late in his career and stuff and everything. But
is this an official NASCAR website?
Yes, NASCAR.com.
I'm surprised that they're putting Jordans to the 23 XL Racing. I know they're in the race, but I'm surprised they're putting those teams on this website right now, just with everything going on.
They're still a team. They're not
They just got to
chartered.
pay a lot of money. Yeah, they got to pay a lot of money to get in the charter now.
Not chartered, but all right. Yep, in Mexico this weekend, KDC Broadcasting. We've got it here all weekend long on KDCBroadcasting.com. Let me pull up our broadcasting schedule. We got Braves this weekend as well. I think against the Rockies. Is that who you guys?
Yes, they won. They came back and
Didn't they get
won.
beat by them?
Rockies were up 4-1 last night, and then Michael Harris hit a 3-run homer to tie it up. And then in the 7th, Ozuna hit another 3-run. It's the first game I think the Braves have had. They hadn't had a 3-run home run in I think almost a month, and then they had 2 in the same game. Went up 7-4, and then the 8th inning they put up a 5-spot. The Rockies started to look like the Rockies at the end of the game.
Got you. Well, they play today at 3:55 here on KDC Broadcasting. Tomorrow at 1:20. We've got Xfinity coverage today at 3 o'clock. Now those Braves games will be on WOHS 101.5 FM. The Xfinity Series Racing from NASCAR in Mexico at 3 o'clock today, and tomorrow 1 o'clock NASCAR Cup Series from Mexico as well. Folks, check out those Xfinity Series races. Those cars are pretty competitive, and I think they're going to put on a pretty good show this weekend in Mexico. So it should be a good show. Hope everyone's safe down there and safe coming back. When we come back, we're going to talk NBA Finals, U.S. Open, and more here on KDCBroadcasting.com.
The NASCAR Xfinity Series.
They'll come down and take the green flag, and here we go.
Heads south of the border.
Oh, they got trouble further back in the pack. A couple of cars up into the wall. First man to spin was Sammy Smith.
To race in Mexico City.
They're still racing back into turn number 3. They are 3 wide for the lead. Jeb Burton, Jesse Love, and Austin Hill.
It's the Chilango 150.
Saturday afternoon at 4 o'clock on Carolina Country WCSL, 92.9 FM, 1590 AM, online at KTCBroadcasting.com.
Every weekend right here.
Start your engine!
Welcome to Kyle Petty's Back Then Again Country Countdown alongside the NASCAR legend. We're Charlie and Debbie.
Yeah, I think a lot of people thought they were going to lose their girls to Carl Edwards. Have you ever seen Carl Edwards? When he first came around, I didn't know he had a shirt because he never seemed to have one on.
He can't even pay to hook. It's Kyle Petty's Back Then Again Country Countdown with Charlie and Debbie.
Friday afternoons at 3 p.m. on Carolina Country WCSL, online at KTCBroadcasting.com. Congratulations to all our area graduates from everyone at Marburger, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Shelby. As you embark on this new chapter of your life, embrace the journey ahead with optimism and a sense of adventure. The world is yours. Today is just the start of all the wonderful things that life has in store for you. Take pride in how far you've gone and faith in how far you can go. This graduation wish is from everyone at Marburger, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, 1310 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, online at Marburger, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram.
It's time to treat yourself with a new 2025 Slingshot from Full Throttle Power Sports in Lowell. Now get $3,000 customer cash on select models and up to $200 off parts and accessories. But that's not all. Take up to $4,000 off select Polaris off-road vehicles or get 0% financing for 60 months. But that's not all. 0% financing for 60 months or up to $3,000 customer cash on Yamaha Wolverine models. See Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk in Lowell, online at ncfullthrottle.com.
For over 60 years, Honda Motorcycles of Shelby has been serving this area, and they continue to do so today. Right now, you'll find a good inventory of dirt bikes, plus 150 and up to 450 models of on- and off-road bikes. See the new 2024 Honda Rebel, along with 4x4 ATVs and side-by-sides, including the Pioneer and the Talon. plus gold wings and trikes. And don't forget about their parts and service department. That's Honda Motorcycles of Shelby, 4402 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at HondaMotorcyclesofShelby.com.
Home Outlet in Gastonia offers an extensive selection of budget-friendly products for your home remodeling projects with the guaranteed lowest prices on kitchens, baths, floors, doors, and more. Choose from over 75 in-stock modern flooring styles, including luxury vinyl plank. Visit Home Outlet today and bring your vision to life at a price you can afford. Home Outlet, 1495 East Franklin Boulevard in Gastonia. Online at homeoutlet.com.
On Saturday Morning Sports Out with Kevin in the game.
You said that.
And since Terry is not here,
wait, no, there he is.
This likeness of Terry.
Hold on, Tom. Working on it.
Zoom in on there. This looks like Terry. There you are, Terry. And if you notice, he's got on.
Pull his brim down there.
Yeah.
We got a stuffed Terry Reinhardt with a cowboy hat
Terry
on.
Reinhardt hat.
Yosemite looks like Yosemite Reinhardt.
We're going to the Super Bowl.
Terry's twin brother.
Yeah, there you go.
That's
Terry.
what he missed today.
We're going to the Super Bowl.
Yes, keep that around.
Yeah,
He's not giving that. Every time he says Super Bowl, we'll just pull that up, shake it in front of the camera like that.
When Stephen A. Smith puts on that cowboy hat and just starts doing it, that'll be our routine.
It'll be like the word of the day on Pee Wee's Playhouse.
Oh, if you don't think I'm doing that to Dennis this fall with Crest, I've already started working on the video.
Really?
Awesome.
He's getting the Pee Wee Herman treatment.
What do you think about that West Lincoln game? Well, in 1967, Crest's opening game.
Well, it's more like the right guard's mother went to Crest.
Yeah.
And that's when we're going to hit him with the Pee Wee. Yeah. So, anyway, I did have one more racing note. That was you went back. What year was you on? 58?
58, yeah. Bless you.
1967, Cadillac was the first American manufacturer to claim the pole at Le Mans.
Oh, wow.
No, this year, I'm sorry, is the first American manufacturer to claim the pole at Le Mans since 1967 when Ford did it. And Ford beat Ferrari that year to remain the last American manufacturer to actually win the event. So Cadillac is on the pole at Le Mans for America. Y'all excited?
That's that whole movie that Matt
Ford
Damon.
versus Ferrari.
Yeah,
It's a very good movie.
Yeah, awesome.
Well,
You put Christian Bale and Matt Damon together. I mean, that's gonna be good. So, well, very cool.
That was kind of weird.
Let's see if they perform.
It was, but I wasn't going to bring any unneeded attention to it.
Man.
You just worded that very weird.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
All right, Zach, I'll let you choose your new. You want U.S. Open or NBA Finals?
We'll do the U.S. Open.
U.S. Open. So we got all kinds of bad video for this.
Welcome to Oakmont, ladies and
Welcome
gentlemen.
to the rough. Let's see. I've got all kinds of video for a lot of golf this week. Of course, one of the big news, of course, is Mickelson just missed it by one stroke. I don't know if you saw the shot he made this past week before on the live tour. Did you see this one?
Yeah, I've caught a clip of it. It was vintage Phil, and he was in contempt. I mean, he was in the run. Look at that. He was 2 off the lead at this point.
So Mickelson, for you folks on the radio, basically has his back almost to the flag.
Yeah, that's the pin right there in the middle of the screen, the blue flag right there.
So his ball is up on the side of a bunker in the grass, and he's going to do the classic flop, almost over your shoulder shot, and he does it pretty well this time.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Oh, this will be fun.
Phil can actually hit it over his own head at times. That is unbelievable! Genius!
He's known for
best short. You say what you want about his reputation. Best short game player of all time.
I'm glad you said that, Chip.
You're gonna show contradictory footage right now. Be sure and show how he did this week at Oakmont.
That's where we're going.
Yep. Come on. Closing out with 2 double bogeys to miss the cut by 1 is not exactly.
This is Phil practicing.
Did you just miss that one?
Yeah. Yep. We'll restart that one for you. This is Phil practicing in the rough.
Did you just miss that one?
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that's decent boat.
Now that was the miss hit. The first one I thought was practice.
Now, here's my question. Before he hits this next one, Chip, what's he aiming at right now while he's chipping?
It looks like they're at a practice round, so he's probably just picking a random spot.
There's actually a hole right near his face.
Yeah.
But there's a dude standing next to the hole.
Mm-hmm.
And he's firing this wedge through this 6-inch rough pretty hard. Any thought I might hit a chili dipper up Lee Jansen's rear end on this shot right here? Is there any chance?
That's an awesome reference.
Is there any chance? I mean, look at him. Watch it. Boop.
There he goes.
If that comes out hot, Lee Jansen there's catching that one.
But it's also not going to be.
Look, that's what I'm saying.
Again,
I know they're pros.
Best. Well, again, you're talking about probably the best short game player of all time.
That's
He's
just
very
pretty impressive.
Very
That's thick
and
right there.
Yeah. Look at that.
I mean,
well, a lot. He's trying, and part of this.
Long.
He's trying to see how cute he can get with it.
Right.
And that's what you do in a practice.
So
round.
I flop a lot too. So when you get to the certain deep rough, it's going to do that. And you actually have to hood your
got to close. You've got to close the club face
a little bit.
Yeah.
And it is not comfortable for the people that are flopping. Like I said, a little bit wrist here or there, I'm firing that ball right by that dude's head.
Most of the time, and you'll hear them talk about this if anybody watched this weekend or if you watched yesterday or Thursday, most of the time with that heavy rough, when a normal swing, you're coming through and that grass just grabs it and immediately shuts the club face down towards you. But with a flop, you're opening the club face, and the more you open it, eventually, if you open it too much, when it hits that, it's going to take it the other way, and you get some of the shots that Phil's hitting. He's testing it, trying to see how cute he can get with it.
I thought he would do well this week because of that right there.
He was in contention. I mean, he was in the running. Probably one of his best results, not just at the U.S. Open, but in a major in a couple of years. And then just the last 2 holes, or two of the last 3 or 4 holes, just fell apart.
I would think on his the way he flops them and stuff that and when you play these greens that are like this, that are that fast, and like we said, Chip, these guys aren't. They don't like the setup and all, but the guys that can flop and hit it soft and just let it sit there are way more valuable on these greens right here.
Well, that was his MO because he was always really good distance, really long hitter up there with Tiger. Was not as accurate, sprayed the ball around, but he was able to be. And even Tiger, when they did their first match against each other, they interviewed Tiger and he said one of the reasons Phil's been historically so good is he was better. He was able to get himself out of trouble better than probably any other player of our generation. And that goes to that short game that you're talking about. That's why he was able to be so competitive in these U.S. Open venues with the tall rough. He was able to get out of trouble. Unfortunately, he got in trouble just a little bit too much to be able to get a victory. Again, this is the one major he doesn't have, and this is his last year of automatic eligibility from his PGA Championship win at Kiowa. This is his last automatic qualifier, so there's questions about whether this might be his last U.S. Open. I think I would say he would at least be back in 2030 because of his runner, because it's at Marion, and that was his 6th runner-up. So if there's not other, I mean, next year's at Shinnecock Hills. He was a runner up there in 2004. So, I mean, there's a lot of when you have 6 runner-ups, you've got a lot of places that I think the USGA tries to honor those guys that have.
Has he won the Open?
The Open Championship?
Yeah.
He won it at
US
Muirfield. No, he's not won the U.S. Open. That's
Okay.
the one.
I was about to say, why is he not?
That's the one he duffed it on 18 when he took the driver out, ain't it?
That was at Winged Foot.
So the average ball speed of the last 9 winners is 182. Average height 118. I know y'all don't care about that, but 12 players fit in that data for this year's tournament. Now, do you got the leaderboard with you?
I do.
Okay,
I do.
How many of these guys are still in the cut and making the leaderboard?
Let's see. Give me the.
I know DeChambeau missed.
He's gone.
Minwoo Lee.
I don't see him anywhere near the top.
Rasmus Højgaard.
Okay, hold on. I saw. He's tied for 2030. He's at +4.
All right, John Rahm.
Rahm fell off the mat. He actually had a good. Rahm's at +4. He's tied for 23rd.
He made the cut. Look,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he made the cut.
Rory, he's made the cut.
Yes, Barrett on the number.
Gary Woodland.
Golly, he was leading the first day. I don't know if he's done it or not. I don't see him.
Wyndham Clark.
He's gone.
Xander Schauffele.
Xander should still be there. I think.
He was on down, I think.
Did he make the cut?
I'm looking.
What about Taylor Pendrith?
Yes, Taylor's at +4. All these guys are at +4 that you're talking about.
Ludwig Aberg.
Schauffele made the cut on the number. He's at +6. Oberg missed the cut.
Kepka. He's in.
Brooks is
He's in contention.
Yes.
And Steven Jägermeister.
Great name.
That is a wonderful name. I don't believe Steven Jägermeister.
He probably goes by Jägerbomb.
Yeah, he does. That's
every time he hits it. His caddy should go Jägerbomb.
You need to go the tournament he won a couple years ago. I don't know if you know who Joel Damon is. He's like one of the most popular guys. If you watched,
maybe.
If you watched oh gosh, what's the
Tom? I gave you 6 to bet on right there that nailed it. By the way, those six. Those 6.
Yeah, he just got it.
Did you write down those 6 names?
Nope.
It was hold on real quick.
Yeah.
It was Rahm, McIlroy, Schauffele. Koepka's the one to put the money on probably right now out of all these people that I just named. Sorry, Chip. Finish.
No. You're good. I was interrupting you, but they find the clip when Jaeger wins 2 years ago.
Yeah.
He you see Joel Damon. He and Joel Damon are really close, and Joel Damon's off the 18th green. And when he hits that winning putt, he comes running down. Jaeger bomb! It's just really.
How about
cool.
a 110-yard putt? This one's for Rick Albertson out there listening in.
He did a full shoulder turn on that. Look at that.
So this is hole 1, and in the practice rounds where they're trying to figure out if they should hit wedges into this or putt it from 100 yards out. And this is a 110-yard putt. Now he didn't do aim point. I noticed, Chip, and he got awful close from 110 yards out. He gets closer than anybody else that I saw on the PGA last week.
It's a pretty good roll right
there. Look at this.
That's pretty good.
110 yards, no aim point. Just as close as I saw. About that.
What's impressive about that is the fact if that first ball was his as well, and he got those within the same, as close to each other.
Still running it, yeah.
That tells you how slick the course. Yeah,
that green.
That's what I was going to say. That tells you how slick that course is.
Those greens are running about a 14 or 15, and it's the one. And I thought y'all heard me say this past couple of weeks. It's the one course. This membership, they pride themselves on how difficult their course is. This and Winged Foot are historically the 2 toughest U.S. Open venues and probably the 2 toughest courses in the country. And they play that way.
We talked about this last week. How it used to be Oakmont with oak trees.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's just Mont.
Yeah.
So there's your top and bottom pictures of how they.
I guess that's what they want, but I like the old way better.
You got netting and stands there and no woods and the
driving range has got to be off there to the side. Or something like that.
Well, that's another stadium. I guess that's another hole. It's probably a par 3 or something over to the left. I would guess. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm at the netting to the right. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, the netting to the right. Who knows what that is right now? Yeah,
well, I mean, do you realize how long it took to grow those oak trees?
Yeah.
And how much it costs to cut them down?
Mm-hmm.
Just crazy. Just crazy.
I'm sure if you ask Gil Hans, the guy's called the U.S. Open doctor of golf courses, he would give his explanation why they did that. I see both sides. I see both sides of the argument.
It's easier to get the grass to maintain the grass. I mean, you don't have the trees taking all that nutrients out of
the grass. Here's DeChambeau's
makes sense.
Second or hole 12. Hole 12 par 5. Second shot is over the flag to the back of the green. Now, look at the shots from there.
That's what Phil was doing just a few minutes ago, wasn't it? Right there.
That DeChambeau chipped from the green basically, and I guess he line drived one right over into the rough on his third shot. Over the green in 2, over the green in 3, duff 4, duff 5, chip in for 6.
Yeah, that's that's standard. That's a standard U.S. Open.
Here's you. How about Rory?
Yeah,
this is him on hole 4.
Yeah,
all over the place.
I'm amazed.
Rough, back in the fairway. Rough. Now that was the picture. You see the picture of those idiots standing in front of him? I don't know if I saved that one or not.
Now I saw the one with Jordan Spieth a couple weeks ago.
No, this one, these fools for Rory. Oh my gosh, you guys gotta be crazy. How about the Albatross? We see the
Patrick
Albatross?
Reed, Patrick and Kess. Only the fourth albatross since U.S. Open was tracking it. Boop, boop, boop. Kerplunk.
And he couldn't see it.
Yeah, he didn't. He's like, wait.
He doesn't even know.
Did you go?
Talked it now. Yep.
Sweet.
Did you see what he said after the round? He basically didn't care. He's like, well, it's just a shot.
Yeah, that sounds like Patrick.
How about this guy? We need to get him an interview.
Yes.
So Chip,
oh, that's awesome.
Chip, I need you to get on your internet and see if you can somehow get in touch with this fella. And we'll get him an interview here on
And
our
I
show.
love the comment. That is a sick flex. I mean, you talk to the guys that go to the Champions Dinner at Augusta every year, and I heard the story. This is 2019. This was the year Tiger won. That year during the Champions Dinner, Patrick Reed was the host because he had won the year before, and somebody said they were going to break up early. Like there was not much going on. They'd finished their dinner. They were about to break up early, and one of the old guys shared a Hogan story. And I got another guy sharing a Hogan, and they ended up staying for like another hour and a half, 2 hours. It didn't matter what generation you were, Nicholas Player or Jordan Spieth, whoever. These guys are in awe of Ben Hogan, and I mean, with rightfully so. He just the aura, his story, greatest ball striker of all time. The car accident. He's like a legend. It's just that's
for
awesome.
radio listeners. This old fella's wearing a shirt on the back that says, "I was Ben Hogan's caddy at the 1953 U.S. Open here in Oakmont." So, pretty. Tom, you think you got any ladies to borrow that shirt?
He might have gotten a few.
Mm-hmm.
I think he did. You notice he's not standing there with anyone, so he's looking for an interview.
You've got three guys
or a date.
Yeah.
How about JJ Spawn?
Mm-hmm.
Inside 20 feet, day one, he made 18 of 19 putts.
That's a good recipe for success. That's why he was leading after the first day.
18 of 19 putts.
That's why he's in second right now. Great putts. I mean, shot 31 on the back nine. Shot a 31. That's just unheard of at a U.S. Open course.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the past couple of years, and you can Pebble Beach is obviously the crown jewel of the U.S. Open course. It's just the views and the ocean and all that.
Hold on, I got something for that.
Yeah.
Keep talking about Pebble Beach, but I've got to find this.
So they've got Pebble Beach coming in 2 years. It's considered, the USGA there's a few select courses: Pinehurst, Oakmont, Pebble Beach, and maybe Shinnecock Hills. I know Oakmont, Pinehurst, and Pebble Beach have all been named anchor sites. So they have all been announced that they're going to, for the next 20 or 30 years, they're going to be in the rotation every 6 or 7 years. And Pebble Beach obviously is a crown jewel. Oakmont, as we talked about last week, it's hosted more U.S. Opens than any course. It's
Bethpage Black, is it?
Bethpage, they did, and I agree with you, Zach. I think it's a wonderful U.S. Open venue. They did it in the early 2000s when Tiger won. They went back in 2009. That was one of Phil's runner-ups that Lucas Glover actually ended up winning. They've not been back since. There was a lot of rain in 2009, the year Lucas Glover won, and it really soaked up the course. And there was questions to the USGA about can the course really handle if they have to go back again. So they stopped going. The PGA of America really took over. They used it for the PGA Championship for 2019 when Brooks won his second one, and then they also used it for the Ryder Cup, or they're going to use it for the Ryder Cup this year. But the USGA has not used it since 2009, and there's no talk that they have. They negotiated at one point trying to have them, and Bethpage Black they wanted to have a more regular rotation. They wanted to be picked like every 5 to 6 years, and the USGA was not ready to commit to that at the time. So
okay, I couldn't find it, but I did have a shot of Oakmont's, like, what's their biggest green? It was whatever green? Number it is. Let's say 12.
Mm-hmm.
There was a picture of it, and the first 7 greens at Pebble Beach could fit on the Oakmont green. So it gives you an idea how big those greens are. And he's talking about Pebble Beach there. Here's Justin Rose.
Struggling a little more.
Getting mad at a tree.
Yeah, not having the success he had at Augusta.
And his golf ball while he's looking up at the tree.
Cut that tree down.
Yeah.
Watch the cart path. While he's looking at the tree, the ball rolls right past his feet. Watch the cart path right here. There it goes. Ball rolls right past him and back down and a lady in her mobility scooter ends up stopping it on the cart path.
Watch out! Watch out! Watch out!
And boom, or
Oh.
fella did. It is Red Rocket. He was,
Good
bump,
save,
he was
buddy.
bump drafting his wife right there.
That's right.
So there's Justin Rose off the trees down the cart path. Who's in first right now at this moment?
Right now, first place. You would ask me that, and I didn't know off the top of my head.
I know we just had the leaderboard out. Too.
Yeah. And, Sam Burns.
How about this celebration?
Basically
For
a
the A's?
straight shot. Going right after it.
Give me the chest bump.
Major league chest bump.
At least he didn't blow his knee out like the Tampa Bay kicker.
Yeah. Oh, dramatic. Yeah.
Huge.
That's Cardinals. That's Bill. That's Martine's brother, Bill.
Yeah.
And that's a 7-iron.
Check it one more time.
Basically a straight shot. Going right after it.
Great. Yeah, that was. Love it.
We was really doing it for the caddy chest bump more than anything.
That's awesome.
Oh goodness!
Anytime you get a hole in one at a at a U.S. Open, you got to celebrate that.
All right, you got to be careful at Oakmont wherever
It's
you
not
go.
quite panning out as he'd hoped. That early win.
Danger everywhere.
Switzerland. Right at the start of the race for the points. Steady on that.
That rough's supposed to grab.
So there's a big argument this week about wearing golf shoes as a fan to the courses, and I'm totally for it because they're waterproof and they got spikes, and I'm not slipping my butt down.
That's
in front of
exactly.
everybody.
Repeat. I mean, I don't swing a club the entire week when I'm at Augusta, but I wear golf shoes because when I'm walking down the hill from the where I work or where I check in down to my tee box, I don't want my white caddy suit to be brown.
I don't want to be that guy.
You don't want to be the TikTok video
Tom,
of the week.
this one,
I don't
this
want grass
ball
stains
landed,
on it.
This ball landed, and we've been talking. 40 seconds it rolled off the green.
Yep.
It's nuts.
40 seconds. We just sit here
when
and
you
talk
say you're
about
on
whatever
the
we
green,
want to.
At this course, you're really not close.
Well, they roll not only the greens, but the fairways.
There's a clip
as
of
well.
Those approaches, about 10 to
one
15
of
yards
Rory's
of approach.
chips.
Those things
got
are
right on the
rolling 10
precipice
on
of one of
the
those.
stick
You see Rory goes
100
running
yards
up to
per
go
second.
mark it because he's like, I'm going to mark that before it gets.
Look at this.
And he knew it too. He saw that result. He's like, oh, that's.
Look, I mean, he's high. He's almost hitting over the green. And he sputtered off the whole thing.
He was about 7 feet short of where he needed to be.
You've seen in previous
That's just wild.
Opens where some of the players get really aggravated because they're hitting good shots.
Yep.
And they're not holding because the greens are too slick.
Well, that ball, that ball was 5, 7, like he said, 10 feet from being off the back of the green,
Yeah.
and then it was spinning 40 yards off the front of the green.
Yep.
I mean, what else can you do? You know what I'm saying?
Well, they've wanted for years, and again, Oakmont and Wingfoot are considered the
All
two,
right, Tom,
two
here's your
toughest, toughest venues.
All right, Chip. Chip, bring out the leaderboard again, Chip.
Yep.
And then 9 of the last U.S. Open champions were top 10 after round 1.
Uh-huh. So your top 10.
Read our top 10 that you have after round 2 and see if who matches in the top 10 after round 1.
Sam Burns is at -3. J.J. Spawn's at -2. Victor Hovland's the only other player under par at -1. Adam Scott and Ben Griffin are the only other two players that are even or better. They're both at even.
Spawn and Griffin.
So you've got Victor Perez is at +1. Tristan Lawrence is also at +1. Russell Henley's at +2, along with Brooks Koepka and Thomas Dietrich, and Siwoo Kim. They're tied for 8th.
So there's 5 on that list to bet on. We're giving you the tips for tomorrow. Spawn, Koepka, Siwoo Kim, Ben Griffin, and Thomas Dietrich. Those are your 5. Did I say Koepka? I did say Koepka.
Yeah, you did say Koepka.
Those are your 5 from round 1 to bet on. Now the last 11 winners. Tom will give you all the info you need.
Yep. We got a ESPN bet right now.
Go best name. We're doing Siwoo Kim and live player. I'm taking Koepka.
There's always talk about is even par going to win? These guys keep backing up.
I don't think it will.
Well, here's the variable.
Is it going to rain?
They've got rain coming in tonight,
if it's going to rain,
it'll make the course softer. The USGA can still tuck those pins in difficult spots on the greens, so that'll be kind of a neutralizing factor to the rain. So I don't know the answer to that. With the weather if it wasn't for the rain in the forecast, I'd say that it'd be an over par. We'd go back to like
+3,
2005, 2006, and you'd have an over par winner, because I think that might be the last time we had an over par winner. The last 2 times, 2005. was +5, and 2006 was +5. And I mean, that's not like it was a bad field. That was prime. Tiger won the Masters 2 months before in 2005. He was, and Phil won the Masters in 2006. It's not like it was bad fields. It's just these courses are that tough.
Tom, who you leaning towards betting on over the German Thomas Dietrich?
No, I never bet on the Germans. They usually lose in
the history teacher.
Or the Siwoo Kim from Japan, or you got 3 Americans?
I think I'm going to go with Koepka.
I think he's the one to keep an eye on.
Although I'm a very, very degenerate golf gambler, I will say that I don't golf too much.
That's not a bad pick, Tom.
Adam Scott's the only one under par both rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd be another.
Ain't nobody taking Adam Scott, I don't think.
I bet Sam Burns is still like 10-1.
Sam is he's hard to figure, Tom. He and Scotty are really good friends. They've been partners in the Ryder Cups and President's Cup before. There have been times he lost a playoff last week. He's supposed to be one of the best putters on tour. Statistically, he is one of the best putters on tour, but he missed a short winning putt in one of the playoff holes, and then he 3-putted the last playoff hole to let Ryan Fox win last week. So there's questions about what he can do under pressure. But then on the flip side of that, he's the one guy who you look at Scotty Scheffler's records in playoffs. He's one of the guys who's beat Scotty Scheffler in a playoff at a PGA Tour event. So Sam's a hard one to figure. When he's on, his irons looked sharp yesterday. If he putts the way he can putt and doesn't let the pressure get to him, watch out. But that being said, he's at 3 under. Scotty is 7 back right now at +4, and he's not found his form yet, and I don't think he's far off. No. So, and I'm not. What I've seen the past 2 years out of Scotty Scheffler, if he's in the running. As long as he plods along and doesn't just blow up today.
Sam Burns is still 3.5 to 1.
Yeah. If Scotty today shoots a decent round, stays in the run, does what does Jack's strategy when Jack was in his prime, stay close, stay in the hunt, and then let the pressure get to these other guys on Sunday in the final round. Scott is the most proven name, except for Koepka. Koepka has proven he can do it. If he stays close, he'll be a tough guy to battle with. Adam Scott's won a major. Those are the 3 names to me that really stand out. Russell Henley, I thought he was going to perform well at Augusta and really struggled this year. He's right there at +2 with Koepka. He shot 70-72, so he's been solid the first 2 days. It's just hard to tell what this course is going to do and how they're going to react. It's hard to put 4 good days together.
Tiger is the only U.S. Open winner of the 2000s who had multiple majors prior to his win. Of the other 22 wins, 17 were winning their first major. 3 of the 5 others were winning the second U.S. Open. Ludwig Oberg is the only one of the 7 favorites without multiple majors. If any of that makes any sense to you, a lot of golf math there.
Yeah, I got.
Zach, who you picking?
Koepka.
All right.
I like the live players, so.
All right, JP, who you got?
He's not paying attention.
Nicholson? Yeah. Good guess.
That's the only one I know.
That'd be Nicholas.
I know.
Was it Nicholas
Jack
or
Nicholson?
Mickelson?
He said
Nicholas or Mickelson.
Or did you say Mickelson?
He said Nicholson.
Nicholson.
That's an actor.
You said Mickle with an M?
He said Nicholson.
I actually said Nicholson.
That's
he put Jack Nicklaus and Phil Mickelson together
and made Jack Nicholson.
And make Jack Nicholson the actor.
He
went Joker on it.
He's a great Joker.
The funny thing about James Nicholas, who is having a pretty good U.S. Open, he had a grandfather play for the Jets.
Really?
Yeah, he played football at Harvard.
Oh, wow.
Not at Harvard. Oh, I probably just disrespected him. Yale.
He
played football at Yale.
Thanks, Kevin.
Is this a AI?
No, you're the second person that's asked me that.
It looks so photoshopped.
AI. It's Photoshop.
That's legit.
That's like the most photoshopped.
It's not.
The background's fake, is it not?
That's so
It's a
fake.
fake background.
That is
right?
a fake background.
Okay.
That is a backdrop.
Well, that's
yes.
what it looks like.
That is a backdrop, but that is me with Mr. Nicholas.
All right.
That is me with Mr. Nicholas. Legit.
You tell whatever lie you want. You just ask for forgiveness Sunday.
You come to my house. I'll show you how real that photo is. All right?
I mean, I can print it out
After
too.
some of the things you've said, Chip, no one's coming to your house.
Oh, God.
That's right.
Neither Matt Damon or Christian Bale.
Or Heath Ledger and Jake Gyllenhaal.
All right, we'll be back in a few minutes. We got NBA Finals to go over. 2-2, and the fix is in. KDCBroadcasting.com.
Now open in downtown Cherryville, the new Mr. Chili Express. Now open at 200 East Main Street. Mr. Chili Express is the division of the Man and Till Mexican Restaurant. For orders to go, call 704-769-8001 for the new Mr. Chili Express. They're open Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. till 9 p.m. Come on out and try it today. The new Mr. Chili Express. Now open at 200 East Main Street, downtown Cherryville, a division of the Man and Till Mexican Restaurant at 1205 Shelby Highway 150 West in Cherryville. DeRisi Power Sports is your go-to for ATV and UTV parts, service, and accessories. And DeRisi is nationally recognized for building race engines and suspensions. They also perform race bike builds. Stop in today and see Santo and Heather DeRisi. These people know what they're doing, and they're located at 4225 Boston Road, Highway 18 in Shelby. Or find them online at DeRisiRacing.com. Or give them a call at 704-538-3512.
There's a lot to be excited about in 2025. And for your Atlanta Braves, it's all about a fresh start.
1-2, he hits one well. Deep left field. Gonna head back to the wall. Boom! A two-run home run!
Hear Braves baseball on Carolina Country WCSL and The Boss WOHS. All your hard work has finally paid off. It's time to celebrate. Congratulations to all of our area graduates from everyone at Carfair Auto Sales in Gastonia. Graduation is an impressive achievement. You've reached the finish line and it's time to start your next journey. Again, congratulations to all our area graduates from Carfair Auto Sales, where you get better cars at great prices. Located at 1320 Bessemer City Road in Gastonia, online at carfairinc.com.
Congratulations to our area graduates on your well-earned degree. This senior salute is from everyone at Duffy Clinic of Chiropractic in Cherryville. This is an impressive achievement. You have worked hard and earned it with high honors. You are full of potential, and we're sure of a bright future ahead. Again, congratulations from everyone at Duffy Clinic of Chiropractic, 1412 East Church Street in Cherryville. Give them a call at 704-435-4536.
It's time to go yard with a new John Deere from James River Equipment Company in Shelby. Now you can buy James River 1025R compact tractor for only $189 per month with 0% financing for 72 months. You can add a front-end loader for $60 a month or add a belly mower for $40 per month. And when you come in and get a quote, you'll be entered to win All-Star Awards. So go yard at James River Equipment Company. 703 North Coast Road, Highway 180 North in Shelby.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin the gang. I don't know if they're aware yet that we're back on the air. I don't know. They're talking about some kind of sports.
All right,
now.
We're back. We hear you, JP. We was just letting you ramble for a minute. Let's go. We got baseball, NBA Finals. Zach, what you want?
Let's do NBA Finals.
NBA Finals. All right, we're going to start.
I guess Oklahoma City pulled in Indiana down late in the game and came
Kevin,
back.
how was the free throw discrepancy last night with
free
our
throws?
cheater
Hold on 1 second. First of all, we're going to start. It might be the coolest rec gyms that you could sign up to play in. Indiana's Old Court. How about this? Market Square Arena.
Around at the National Institute for Fitness and Sport, but this isn't your normal rec center court. This is the original.
Something's playing off. Yeah. Something. Oh, that's one of these golfers over talking.
That's what it sounded like. It must have been Chip's Photoshop picture with
Jack and I
Nicklaus.
talking.
That guy.
Playing surface.
I really think I could have done a better picture than that.
That's how you know it's real.
Arena,
It looks so
home
crappy.
of the Indiana Pacers from way back in 1974 when they were still in the ABA until 1999 when they moved into what's now known as Gainbridge Fieldhouse. This court saw some classic Pacers moments like Rick Smith's game-winning jumper against the
They've
Magic.
moved. They've got this court into some random rec gym in Indiana, but you go play on it. Tom, that's the one I want to join though. That would be cool. Though.
That would be cool to play on the same floor that Reggie Miller played on. Rick Smith's.
Absolutely. Sign me up.
I hated Reggie Miller when I was young, but I kind of like him now.
He showed up at the.
I hated him when I was young.
Showed up
He's such a. But he was the guy who, when he pissed you off, he was happy. You know what I mean? He loved to get under your skin, and that's why I didn't like him then. But when he does the color in a game, he does a good job. I enjoy it when he does a game.
He showed up in this week in a hoodie with his jersey over the top of it. It was pretty interesting. And somebody said, "Do you not have a mirror, Reggie?"
From December of 1990 to these last NBA Finals game, the Bulls never lost back-to-back games. Dun. I got another one right here. How about Stackhouse? I showed a little bit of this one time. This is him playing some one-on-one, and we've had a lot of talk this week about the game, about SGA and his flopping. And, if you touch him, it's a foul. But Caruso and Dort are allowed to kill people. But just showing a little video of some one-on-one, like how you don't really need to actually dribble the ball 9,000 times to score on people. And one of the drills a lot of these NBA players do is called the 3-dribble drill. And one-on-one. So this is Stackhouse playing a bunch of his high school kids, just showing them a little bit like how post-move footwork. And he's just, scoring at will. 1, 2, didn't even don't even need this.
Where's he coaching, Kevin?
Now, well, he was at Vanderbilt.
He's an assistant on the NBA team now,
is he,
Kevin?
Yeah, I know he was at Vanderbilt, and I don't know where he's at now. But this is
I'm looking it up.
A camp. But anyway, I think it's interesting, you folks, for you basketball kids, study that.
He's with Golden State.
Study stuff like that instead of work. Everybody should be able to dribble 100%, but like jacking up threes from 50 feet is not going to get you.
And you go back to the footwork and stuff, Kevin, with Jokic and all that, being as slow as he is.
Well, exactly. So that's what this is basically, is like, I was what you about to say, Luka Doncic. So they talk about how slow Luka could shoot. The other day they was talking about Alex English, some of the older players, how slow he was, and he was scoring 27 a game. And it's about getting the shot that you want, is making the defender do what you want them to. That's what Michael and Kobe were so good at, and one Stackhouse obviously was too.
I used this analogy this week with something else totally different, but like dribbling to me, and stick with me and see if this makes sense. Dribbling to me is like the choir music in a worship service. It enhances the main product, but if it's primarily what you're doing, it's not the main thing. It's not the main theme, and it shouldn't be the main thing. That's a problem. If it's distracting from scoring. If you're
there's a lot of broken ankles and missed shots. Is that what you're saying?
Yes,
I got you.
Broken ankles don't put points on the board.
Tom Gamblin, we talked about it last week. I want to get this in here while we're talking basketball. Day nine in a row. Angel Reese, first shot of the game.
Shine. Our time to shine. Back on track right here. We're locked. Right here. We're locked. Come on. Miss.
This guy's got a fake LeBron mask on now. Throwing up the chalk. Best bet in sports, folks. Angel Reese is going to miss her first shot. Just trying to help you, Tom. 9 days in a row.
That one fat guy looks like he never leaves his basement.
He's
dude.
betting on that every
He don't
day.
leave his basement. He just sits there.
He's got sure thing.
It's on everything. It's just the prop. Kevin, I can't really get into the prop bets. My brother does it.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of guys do it. I don't know. I guess I'm just a traditionalist there. Like I said, I talk about, I am not like a big gambler. I do a little bit of it for fun. There's a guy's got a book out though that is talking about the addictive nature of it, because it's really, really just kind of, it wires you to that instant gratification on it. And that's why it's like so addictive with these prop bets, because you can get like, okay, is she going to miss the first shot? You're going to know, Kevin, within 2 minutes of the game starting, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just that instant gratification. That is, so brilliant. The prop bets are brilliant and evil at the same time, because they are. I'm telling you, that fat guy in that video has not seen the light of day in 3 weeks. He sits there in that basement,
Cheeto breath
and Cheeto breath and Pepsis, and that's all he does, man. That's not good, man. I'm just telling you, man, it's not good. It's not good at all. Get outside a little bit.
All right. Dang, I did miss some. I did miss a few extra golf ones there. There's a Michigan squirrel blowing up again. I'm going back through some of the old ones.
The Michigan squirrel.
That was awesome, wasn't it?
He's got his own show.
He does. So here's the
kind of like Pete Rose. It don't matter. He's dead now.
If you asked me to put together a team, and I didn't think they could get beat by anybody, this would about be the team I put. This is the 1988 All NBA first team.
Yep.
That could be your all-time starting.
Magic, Michael, Larry, Barkley, and Elijah.
That might
Wan.
be who I'd pick for my I mean, even without even looking.
I mean,
That's
I'm
what I'm
not.
saying.
I ain't gonna be mad. I might change a
I
couple
always
out,
take
but
a
I ain't gonna be
team.
mad about that 5.
I always take, well, every one of those guys. So.
I was about
Barkley
to
and Akeem, I always put it power forward in the center.
Barkley and Bird would be on my second team, probably, because I had to.
Who would you have as your
Who would
three?
you have as your power forward and small forward? Then?
It depends who you.
Dirk?
What you
I'd move.
I see him
a lot
at
of times. My 4, I move a center. Like I'd make Bill Russell my 4.
It depends if you.
and I'd have Will.
Am I
as my
playing a
center.
game or am I just naming something? Am I playing a game?
No,
if I'm playing a game,
strategically, I mean, you had Barkley lead the dream team. I mean, I can't get past that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it just depends if you're playing a game and what
Yeah.
you're doing. So and what you need. Like,
Did you have somebody in mind that you'd have as your 3 instead of Bird?
Kevin Durant.
Oh yeah. Okay. Not bad. And I know I'm in the minority. I
knew
like,
Terry would fall out of his seat if he was sitting there and heard me say that.
I like Oscar Robertson, and I would have Oscar Robertson as my 1.
How tall was Bird? Was he 6'10"? 6'9", 6'10"? So Durant a little bit taller than.
Did y'all
Durant's
see
a little bit? Yeah.
I don't know if y'all saw the blasphemous top 5 point guards from Stephen A. Smith this week.
Yeah, that was bad.
What did he say?
He got the first.
He got the
three.
first 3 close.
He didn't even have Oscar Robertson in the top.
What? He had Jason Kidd
Oh my
and
gosh.
Chris Paul.
He had
at 4 and
Chris
5.
Paul at 4.
I fell out of my chair.
But
no
he did
John
have,
Stockton.
He did have Isaiah. Yeah, he
No
skips,
Jerry West.
No. Well,
Do you
West
know,
was a
do you-
shooting guard.
Do you know why he said that? Because he knew you'd fall out of your chair when he said
Yeah.
that. 'cause
You're
of
probably
Stephen
right.
A. Smith.
Chris Paul. I gotta get all
Hey, Stephen A. is going to run for president.
So I know he's trying.
Could you
He just
see
lost
that?
my- he just
Listen
lost my
here,
vote.
Vladimir Putin.
So you did ask about the power.
Skip Bayless be his VP.
Oh, my God.
You did ask about the power forward thing, and I did see that this morning. I didn't save it. It had Dirk, Karl Malone, Garnett, which played small forward mostly, but then he moved over to power forward, and Duncan. And I can't remember the one, but they didn't even have Barkley on the
I'm
list.
not a huge Duncan fan. I don't think
Yeah,
you are either.
I'm not a Duncan fan at all because I think he said he lied about what position he played his
I do
whole
like
career.
Dirk
He's a center
a lot.
and he says he's a power forward.
That whole Miami series.
If
solidifies
Duncan
Dirk.
played this year, if Duncan played in today's NBA, what position would he play?
Be a 5.
Right. So
Yeah,
don't tell me you're a
absolutely.
4. Shut up. He didn't want to be called a 5 because he would be number 10 or 12th all time as a 5.
And I was
if
never
he's called a 4, he gets to be in the top 5 or whatever it is all time. Karl Malone got a 12-year-old girl pregnant.
I
or
was going
something
to say
like
I was
that.
never a Carl Malone fan.
If Tim Duncan doesn't get drafted to the Spurs with David Robinson there, he's a 5 on any other team that gets drafted.
Nobody ever would while they were playing was picking Malone over Barkley.
No.
Do you remember that? Anybody saying, "Yeah, I'm picking Carl. I'd take Karl Malone over Charles Barkley." No. So like those things in the when you start arguing about the past and present on this, and Shaq the other day was talking about Elijah one of them beating him, and saying they thought they beat Michael and was just going to sweep through.
I did like
Houston.
In all defense, she was 13, Kevin.
Got him. I missed it by 6 months.
That is pretty bad. 13 years old. That's
somebody
bad.
put a comment out there for or they quoted Malone, and they were talking about LeBron versus Jordan, and he's like, if LeBron had been on the Bulls teams back in the 90s, I'd have 2 finals and I'd have 2 finals MVPs. I'd have 2 championships and be 2 finals MVPs. And I was like, there you go.
I won't play it because he probably cussed during this, but there's a video of Rasheed Wallace. I was just talking about the Stackhouse thing. This is kind of him talking the same stuff. Go watch these boys. Rasheed, he might be a little crazy, but he's one of the smartest people, basketball minds ever. So if you got a chance to at least listen to him talk basketball, and showing the guy there, at least listen to him. Like he paid attention at Carolina, actually. He listened to the coaches. I will say that just at the camps and stuff, like he was actually extraordinary. Couple more NBA. All right, NBA Finals. 2-2. The fix is in, if you want to know what the fix is in. Scott Foster is known as the fixer in NBA circles. He was involved in the Donaghy scandal. And he actually threw someone out of the game last night who called him Donaghy. Fan called him Donaghy. He was right there. Scott Foster had him removed from security. Tom, coming into the game.
Sounds like insecurity to me.
Coming into the game, the Pacers with these 3 refs, the Scott Foster crew, there were 6-13 with Foster. 2-5 with Tiven and 3-6 with Wright. The Thunder, on the other hand, had a winning record of all 3, 14-9, 5-5,
Now
4-3.
That's a little misleading though, because their records in the regular season are not. I mean, Oklahoma City had the best record in basketball,
Correct.
didn't they? So I mean,
correct. They're just saying, hey,
And
we're
what was-
6-13 when Scott Foster referees us winning the NBA Finals. Probably pretty. How many teams, Chip, make the NBA Finals and have a losing record with a particular referee? That's kind of fishy, is it not? 13 losses by one referee, and how many do they have all year?
I wonder if we go to.
They were 50-32. So that's
So one referee was a third of their loss, more than a third, almost half their losses. 16's half 32.
Yeah. 26. So
I did that wrong. It's 18. Jesus.
Sorry. I used to work at a bank.
16's half of 32, right?
60.
Yeah. That's what I said.
60. You said 16. Oh, I thought you said 13. My fault.
See, the bankers are trying to.
I can't hear anything.
Bankers are trying to.
He's a
They'll
federal
steal
banker.
you money. You gotta watch them. You gotta watch them.
I wonder if we go to where Terry's calling the games at. We call him Tom Cinefon if we can get kicked out today.
I don't know, Tom. So Foster and them last night. I was watching part of it when they got the technical foul call, and I'm sitting there watching. The referees watch it. They have an old ref come on and say, "No, it's just a regular playoff foul." And then Foster comes on and calls it a flagrant and gives them the ball, and I'm just like, either they're too soft or something's going on. But like Indiana was leading, Foster standing out there, and all of a sudden, what did they go on a 13-1 run to end the game? 12-1 run to end the game. I say, Tom, fixed or not fixed?
There's some evidence.
Oh, I thought I was showing
I'm
baseball
still saying
there.
SGA that he's the MVP. I'm telling you, it's coming.
Oh, that it's fixed for the MVP to win it. I'm trying to find the other basketball news and notes on the finals.
I would say it would be more evidence of a fix if it was like a big market team. I don't really think they really care if Oklahoma City or Indiana.
Well, it's a good, but Zach's point.
Zach thinks they're trying to make the MVP
offer
win.
some validity to that in the terms of it's not a big market team that we're not going to get money that way, but we need to push our next generation of stars. So let's make our MVP the champion. So I could. That's the conspiracy theory connection.
I was thinking about with Indiana, they've got a lot of really good players, but they don't really have an SGA. You know what I mean?
They're very similar to that Detroit team. Not as good as that Detroit 03 team by no means, but still having a lot of B plus, A minus
good,
players.
Toppin's good. I mean, they've just got a lot of.
You still ain't named the Eastern Conference Finals MVP though, Tom. Best player on the team.
Siakam.
There you go.
Siakam, that's right.
Everybody forgets about
Halliburton shows up when he's supposed to. That's one of the reasons they went on the run that they went last night. They knew if the game was close, Halliburton was going to end it.
Wasn't Siakam on the championship team in Toronto?
Yes.
So
he was.
That's right. Siakam. I forgot Siakam.
He was overshadowed by Kawhi there.
Correct. So
it might not should have been.
Yeah. Correct. Like he's really good.
He was a key cog for them.
Let's see. He averaged 24 and 8 in his last year in Toronto. Wow. Pretty good. Player this year he averaged 20 and 7 and 3 assists. So I would keep an eye on him though. But all right, so let me get you guys the schedule going forward here.
They split. They split so far 1-1, then OKC and 1-1 and
they played Monday and Thursday. Monday in Oklahoma City, Thursday in Indiana, and then I guess is it Saturday or Sunday? We're going for Game 7. Let's see what it says. Sunday, Game 7, if necessary. So there you go, folks.
Yeah, Oklahoma City has not lost 2 games in a row in a playoff series, and I was thinking about it. I was like, well, Indiana can still win this thing without Oklahoma City losing 2 in a row.
That's right.
If they're able to win, they would have to win the 2 games in Oklahoma City. But it's been a fun series. I know I stuck with the Pacers. I still think they're a team of destiny. But I'll tell you what, you got to like where Oklahoma City is now. Tied with they do have the home court advantage again.
I think that I might be over exaggerating this. I think Indiana's got to win their last home game. I think if Indiana loses it, I don't see them winning both games in Oklahoma City. Game 5 is Game 5 in Indianapolis.
They do the 1-1-1, right?
They do the 1-1-1 now,
don't they?
Yeah,
they do. They used to do 2-3-2.
Right. Yes, that's what I'm from. Okay, so
a long time ago. I think it's 2-2-1-1-1.
Okay. So Monday 8:30 in Oklahoma City for Game 5. Game 6 is Thursday, and then Game 7 Sunday.
If Indiana wins Game 5, it's going to be interesting. If they lose Game 5, I think it's over.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good. Yeah, even if they lose game 5, then they come home and they win game 6, then you got a game.
You got
7.
a shot.
I think the series is going 7.
You got the Dumb and Dumber shot. There's a chance.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
All right, Chip, who you going with?
I'm sticking with OKC. The last night was a huge win for them, but I'm still sticking with them.
Zach,
OKC.
Tommy,
I've stuck with Indiana, man. I don't change.
I don't even remember who I picked.
You picked OKC last week.
How weird is it that either one of these teams, and I know Alexander is the MVP, but they win champion. One of these teams is going to win a championship. No Reggie Miller, no Westbrook, no Durant, Harden.
Yeah,
like none of the actual stars of the team. Like who?
None of the icons.
Are you put if let's say Indiana wins this championship and they never win another championship? Maybe they could win 3 or 4. Who knows? Maybe they don't win another one ever. Does Halliburton get a statue next to Reggie Miller? Or does
Reggie Miller have a statue?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Does Reggie have a statue? I don't know.
Your question is this Indiana team better than the team that lost to the Bulls? That's your question.
Probably not.
And I would say no, it's not.
No,
I would say
no means.
But the kids today said that these guys are bigger, faster, stronger.
Right.
Obviously, Indiana's got 3 guys bigger than Rick Smith playing small forward.
Dale Davis and Antoine Davis would give. So they just give Siakam fits? I mean, Siakam's a great athlete, but
who's guarding Rick Smith?
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
don't forget how
I ain't being sarcastic about that.
I know that.
And don't forget how good those Knicks, Pacers, Bulls, Miami teams really were.
I think Smiths was on NBA Jam.
Mark Jackson.
I think he was on
Yeah,
he was.
But yeah, it's just
Derek
weird.
McKee.
It's just weird, when you talk. And this is so I think one of the Cardinals championships that we won. We won with 83 wins. 2 years before, the 3 years before that, we had 100 wins every year and couldn't do it. And then we went with 83 and just are they even better than the last 3 years teams? I don't know.
That's that Giants team that put out the 15-1 Patriots. Remember?
Yeah. Anybody that Jordan sits there and says this team was, other than the Pistons when we were moving our way up as a franchise, other than the Pistons, this was the toughest team we faced in the playoffs. Yeah, they're going to get my respect, and that's what he said about the Pacers.
I would stick with who I picked. I don't like how he plays all the foul and the flopping and stuff.
The one thing
if you're going to score Kobe and Michael got a lot of fouls. They didn't flop.
They got murdered.
I don't like the flopping. AI didn't flop. I mean, he got hit. So I'm gonna go with them. Any other comments on basketball or anything, guys? Before we go, Tommy.
Nope. I'm just sticking with the Pacers. Stick with the Pacers. I'm gonna go to my betting app here momentarily.
I do got one LaMelo Ball commentary here. This is Austin Rivers, Chip's favorite Duke player.
LaMelo Ball, is he top 5 most talented players in the NBA?
Definitely most talented because he has a natural feel and vision for the game, and he plays with uber confidence. The style in which he plays, you could say it obviously doesn't lead to winning, but the freedom he plays, you can't teach, and he plays like he's at a playground. And it's very hard to have that level of confidence to be doing around the other greatest players in the world. Like, he's out there playing with full-on dogs, man, and he's just out there, doing silly stuff.
It's crazy. He's kind of a one-of-one. There's not really anyone playing like that.
LaMelo's got, a full-on cult following, bro.
You seen his post-game interviews?
They're crazy.
He's just, the NBA needs more of that. I'm tired of everyone being so polished.
50-50 on it, man.
If I was his agent or his dad, I would be telling him to stop. But from a fan perspective, it's the best thing ever.
You got Ant. You got some other guys that give you that.
That's what I'm saying. That's why Ant's so great.
I like LaMelo. LaMelo just be gang. I was like, what is going on? He's so funny to me, man. That's what people love him, though. People love that he's so silly. He's authentic to himself.
Yeah, and that's what Ant is.
Yeah.
Proof right there. That
Great draft pick.
Yeah, that's proof right there that a Duke education is not as valuable as everybody says it is.
The most important thing he said is
he's talented because he has a natural feel and vision for the game, and he plays with uber confidence. The style in which he plays, you could say it obviously doesn't lead to winning. The style in which he plays, you could say it obviously doesn't lead to winning. Confidence. The style in which he plays, you could say it obviously doesn't lead to winning.
I just leave that there all day.
What's the point of playing that style?
Because you can get on Instagram.
The day he was drafted, I said that it'll never. I don't know what it is what he's doing. He's just having fun, and that's fine. Go have fun on another team. I don't care. I just don't. I don't. I've watched enough losing basketball in my life to have that. I don't care. I'm not no hate towards him. I just don't want him on my basketball team. He's not helping us do anything.
He, Charlotte under the current condition, is a good place for him because he can get by with that in Charlotte. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Could he get by with it?
We
Could he get by with that in Indiana? Could he get by with that in Oklahoma City? Could he get by with that anywhere?
Larry Johnson strictly because he was grandmama. We didn't like Alonzo Mourning strictly because he was Zoe. We didn't like Muggsy strictly because he was the shortest player in the history. They produced.
Yeah, they won.
They produced
good players.
I mean, yeah, exactly. That's.
I'm not a David Wesley and fan and all them, but they did well.
Yeah.
Bobby Phillips and all them. He's just how do you just Anyway, there you go, Hornets. Find something else to do. We'll be back in a few minutes. Major League Baseball, NFL news, and more. KDCBroadcasting.com.
The lowest prices and loudest booms are found at Johnny's Discount Fireworks on Highway 321 south of Gastonia at the state line in Bowling Green. Assortments, shells, and rockets. Open late the week of July 4th. Johnny's Discount Fireworks, Highway 321 south of Gastonia at the state line on the right.
Oh, well, everybody's heard about the bird.
Hi, folks. This is Buddy Cheney, owner of Promotion Motor Company. It's springtime. Bees are buzzing, birds are flying, and tops are coming off. At least the top of Jeep Wranglers and convertibles that we keep in stock at Promotion Motor Company. Yes, we have the quality pre-owned vehicle you are looking for. Trucks, sedans, SUVs, we got them. Good credit, bad credit, no credit, first-time buyers or on-lot finance. We have many options to get you in a quality pre-owned vehicle. So if you're looking to take your top off, and you know what I mean, come on down to Promotion Motor Company, located at 2527 East Main Street, Lincolnton, or visit us at www.promotionmotors.com or call us at 704-735-0303.
Losing weight is not easy. However, MedFit Weight Loss and Wellness in Belmont is a premier destination for weight loss and men's hormones. They offer the best personalized weight loss plans tailored to your unique needs. Their comprehensive programs include expert diet and nutrition plans, effective weight loss pills and injections. They focus on addressing underlying medical causes of weight gain, and their team provides ongoing support and reviews to ensure your success. Start your journey to a healthier, happier you. See MedFit Weight Loss and Wellness, 684 Park Street in Belmont, right behind College Park Pharmacy and Textile Lanes. Online at getmedfit.com. For more information, call 704-498-1901. You can book your tee times online at the Glen Oaks Golf Course in Maiden. Just go online at glenoaksgolf.com. Pick out your tee time and book it. Check out their pro shop, snack bar, driving range, and banquet hall. And memberships are available. For more information, call 828-428-2451. Or again, go online at glenoaksgolf.com and like them on Facebook too.
Why choose Kubota for your new compact tractor? All the options in the market can make the choice difficult, but don't lock yourself in before you've seen what Kubota can offer. We've been selling reliable tractors in the U.S. for over 50 years. Your Kubota dealer can help you select the right tractor at a price you can afford and then support your purchase after the sale. Stop by your dealer today for a tractor you can count on for years to come.
Your Kubota dealer in this area is Parker Farm Service, 126 Bessie Drive, Kings Mountain.
For your pest control for your home or business, who you gonna call? Bug Busters. For over 25 years, they've been serving North and South Carolina with the best in professional pest control. Family and veteran owned and operated. From crawl space encapsulation to termites to wildlife to pest control to structural repair to waterproofing. They do it all. Call 704-732-2227. Online at bugbusters.com. Like them on Facebook too. Who you gonna call? Bug Busters. Visit the new Bug Busters Lincolnton office, now located at 799 Highway 27 West in Lincolnton.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk. Kevin and the gang.
Welcome back to Saturday Morning Sports Talk. Kevin Hastings along with Chip Carter, Zach Mayhew, Tom Cinefani this morning. You're listening live to Saturday Shock Jock Sports Talk. We do NASCAR, golf, Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA, and more. NCAA sports as well. We've got a little baseball to talk today. Got a bunch of fun little cool highlights and stuff to go through and talk about. And well, Tom, you're a little into politics. I want to start there. Did you see the congressional baseball game this week?
I'm not into politics, but no, I didn't see that. Probably the most anti-political politics teacher ever.
Nobody was shot this week. So that was the That was
yeah,
the
I
good one.
guess I remember Scalise got shot. That's been a while back. Gosh, that's probably been about 8 or 9 years ago. That's been a while.
But we may have the play of the week from a congressman. First inning. Did y'all see this?
I can't believe they still play this as much as they hate each other.
They're raising so much money. It's like they raised like $2 million or $12 million.
Republicans won 13-2. Tom.
I think a lot of it's
It
grandstanding.
was 2 outs. So the last out of the night, the Democrats tried to bunt for a hit, down 13-2.
So I take it it's mostly House members because all those senators would be way too old.
All right, here we go.
I'd like to see Nancy Pelosi out there.
Watch this play by the third baseman here. We'll get his name here in a second. This is amazing.
And how about Augie? What a move there. Stab, dive, done. We're back with the bottom of the first after this. And how about Augie? What a move there. Stab, dive, done. We're back with the bottom.
That's the first inning there.
They're wearing MAGA hats. Look at that.
He's obviously played baseball before, Tom. You making that play, right?
Oh, yeah. He
diving backhand in the hole.
He probably played in college.
Then he dove at third base to tag the out. Umpire's like, dang, that's the best play I've seen all day. Let's call him out.
The reaction's as good as the.
I gotta find my organization over here.
One of my former students, I think, is going to run for the vacated House seat of Kelly Hastings.
Yeah.
So I don't want to run the risk of FCC rules, so I'm not going to say anything.
What happened
about
with
it yet,
What happened to Kelly Hastings?
He's decided that 16 years is long enough.
Huh. Okay.
Oh, I just put me up a sign, put Kevin Hastings, said, y'all were wrong one the whole time.
Yeah.
Just spelled my name.
They probably wouldn't even know that.
You, they wouldn't.
They wouldn't. They just vote. I've been voting for him for years.
Hey,
right.
hey, new and improved Hastings. Right? I mean, that's what this is the new year. Then my son, when he turns 25.
Both of those would be true.
I know, right?
You just
I asked for help one time and it didn't happen. Let's go with how about
don't get me started.
How about a dog highlight? Y'all ready for this one? Y'all like dogs?
And he launches one to deep right field, and back goes Thomas for a look, but that is way out of here, up in the second deck. Nimmo and Lindor hit back-to-back home runs to start the first inning.
This dude's trying his best to get this ball, but you know what?
My ball.
Fino says it's mine.
The Sandlot.
Yeah,
Go get the ball. No.
We got a new play toy.
I don't think he's giving that one to Bob or anybody else. 2-2 to Lindor.
Tom, the dog, is he not supposed to throw it back?
Wonder if that
Like, did he get kicked out for not throwing the ball
wonder
back?
if that one had a Bambino signature on it.
How do you get your dog into the ballpark?
I guess they had a dog night. I don't know. It might be a service dog,
That
too.
was a sore part for me in that
Still,
movie.
I mean, a service dog in a ballpark, as crowded as it is.
They were in the upper deck.
Yeah, that wasn't that crowded, though. If you look at it.
All right, how about this? Is this the play of the week instead? Did y'all catch it?
Did that hop?
No.
I think it just fell from the sky into her glove.
It did.
Her glove got in the way of it, basically.
Wow.
She's trying to figure out what had happened. She just kind of laid her
Pop
glove
up
out
to
and
the
falls in
catcher.
it.
She throws her glove out like, I don't know where it's at. And the ball falls.
It looks like a young Tom Sinofani behind the behind the plate.
Right in.
Well, the first thing he's doing.
Look at the hair.
Okay,
Look at the hair.
the first thing he's doing wrong is he's looking up to find the ball. Do not do that.
Oh yeah.
Look
Probably
at the
take one in
catcher.
the eyeball.
Look at the catcher, because if you look up to find the ball, that catcher's gonna. Well, not that catcher, because she doesn't know what she's doing. like
She's trying to read the green.
If you look up at the ball, and I can remember some jackwagon I was working with about 15, 20 years ago said, are you just a high school umpire or whatever? And I said, yeah.
Just a high school umpire.
He goes, I could tell. You were looking up to find that foul ball. And it's like, that did kind of stick. It made sense. He just could have said, you know what's better than looking up for the ball? You might want to look for the fielder, and here's why. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that girl obviously had no clue where the ball was. But you know what? It made for a great TikTok video. What gets on my nerves is all these umpires on TikTok putting GoPros on their mask. And
I haven't seen that.
yeah, and they're putting GoPros on their mask and then putting on their. He said the pitch was outside.
Yeah,
I said,
Terry.
What do you think?
Stop that.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Y'all should do it, Tom.
I would like to put just to study myself,
Right.
But not to I got to put it on TikTok. See how many likes I can get.
All right, banana ball's gone too far, boys. It's gone too far. The little leaguers are riding Power Wheels to the batter's box time.
We let them ride the cars to the plate, but we can't let them practice.
You're not supposed to have props.
How stupid! Like, coach, like
this is what's wrong with youth baseball.
I agree.
Oh my goodness!
This is what's. I remember a couple of years ago in a junior legion game, one team brought out a kid hit a home run, so they bring out a basketball going, little ball. And we have a talk about this every year. And I said, guys, that basketball goal better disappear right now. And the coach goes, what? I'm like, coach. I say, it's youth baseball, man. It's not. I mean, this is youth baseball.
That turns into LaMelo Ball.
Correct.
In the NBA.
That's that right there. That's Instagram. If I ride this car out there, somebody's going to put it on Instagram, and I'm going to see how many likes I get. That's the culture we're living in, and that's why you see all this jackwagon stuff in youth baseball.
Maybe if I do this, I'll show up on the Shock Joxx on Saturday
Right.
morning.
Right.
Well, I know y'all sent me this, but boom!
Oh,
yeah, I saw that.
How about the throwdown?
How about the catcher's reaction or lack thereof?
Well, here's the thing.
I said
The umpire had a better
100% pitcher fault.
No, it's not.
Right?
No. 100% the catcher's fault. Where's he throwing it, Zach? Is that a pickoff throw or is he throwing the guy out of second?
Normally the pitcher does.
No. What I'm saying is that he's throwing to the wrong side of the bag.
Well, yeah, that's true too. But
that's my point. That's why it's the catcher's fault. The pitcher's on the third base side of the mound. He's where he's supposed to be. That ball should be over here where the 3 is in the air.
Yeah.
Going to the second base side of the baseball. The catcher, where's that ball going? Where's that ball going to go, Tom?
I say
the wrong side of the bag.
Yeah. For the folks watching at home, catcher beans the pitcher right now. Boop! Off top of the head on the throwdown. Look at the umpire reaction.
That's what I'm saying. Umpire looked more concerned than the catcher did.
Catcher's probably like, man, he's hard-headed. Who cares?
Catcher look at him like, he got my way.
Kevin's the catcher and JP's the pitcher right there.
I think he was okay though, wasn't he? He was okay.
I'm sure he was.
I haven't followed up on that.
How about the sign stealing scandal here?
Houston
between the Red Sox and Angels. Let's see if I got any. I don't think there's any sound on it. No. All right. So Red Sox are taking. We're getting the Angels pitches. Signals coming from the first base coach. He's standing still for fastballs and making movements and moving around for off-speed pitches. So this one's just showing how the difference between him when he's moving on fastballs or not. So he's not moving on the fastball. I've played with coaches first base coaches that did that. Some people do name fastball, number curve, cross your arms if it's a off speed. First base coaches try to do a lot of that, Tom. I don't know if you guys notice any of that out there or not.
I don't. Well, you're focused on the ball. You can't be focused on that coach. Sometimes when you're down there at A, a lot of them don't. A lot of the first base coaches there are just there to have a conversation with you too. They get mad at you and then they don't talk to you for the rest of the game. So I mean, it's just
if they're not using any technology, I have no problem with that. If another team's not masking what they're throwing, I mean, that's to me.
I don't really have a problem with that. No, like I said, when you're the Houston Astros and using
bingo, I agree with that technology or
when you're Connor Stallions and you're pretending,
beepers.
Pretending you're a coach for a team when you're not.
Yeah, that's.
How about how the big unit became the big unit? It's Harold Reynolds talking about Randy Johnson's story. This is pretty interesting.
So I want to tell a little bit of Randy Johnson's story, how he became the big unit.
Harold, get me a water.
I'll never forget. It was like yesterday. He couldn't throw a strike for anything. His biggest thing was he was afraid he was going to hit somebody. He threw that hard and he'd hurt somebody. So we're in Texas, and he goes to lunch with Nolan Ryan. And Nolan Ryan tells him, next time you get a guy 3-0, throw it at him. They'll get out of the way. That's their job. He goes, don't worry about it. Next time we face the Rangers, 17 punch-outs. And that was it. The unit was born. Because of Randy John, because of Nolan Ryan in the conversation.
Nolan Ryan was playing for the Rangers.
Yes, and they went to lunch, and Nolan said, "Hey."
And he woke up the beast, so the beast could devour his own team.
Yes, and devour the rest of baseball.
There you go.
They are going to retire his and Ichiro's same number in consecutive years.
How about here's Cardinal shortstop Mason Wynn. He was just the ratings are like 20 to 80. I don't know what that means on his arm defensively, but he was rated the best arm from a shortstop basically ever in the scouting departments in the last 40 years, whatever it is. But this is him. I like it because how fast he is, and everybody's complaining about his hitting. And I'm like, at this point, like, man, if you're this good on defense, you're this fast. It's one of those things like everyone in the league's hitting 220. So why are we complaining about the shortstop hitting 220? Or you know what I mean? So, but watch him score on an infield, a ground ball to the pitcher from second base.
Side is wide open. Right back to the mound. Bounced off Kasperius. Off balance, slow, off target. Runner coming home. Throw is late. The Cardinals steal a run.
Willie Mays Hayes.
Now, was that the guy that was on second in that video?
Wow. Yeah, that's what I said. He scored from second base on the ground ball back to the pitcher.
Wow.
Now, they went off the pitcher's arm, and he threw it wild, and Freddie Freeman got it. But still, heads-up base running and pretty fast to be able to do that, right?
Side is wide open. Right back to the mound. Bounced off Kasperius. Off balance, slow, off target. Runner coming home.
No, that's
Throw is
moving.
late. The Cardinals steal a run.
Because when he gets the ball to throw it to Freddie, he's just rounding second. Watch.
There he is, right there.
All right, look. He's going to round second.
No. It's not the guy at second. It's the guy. You see him on the corner. When
he's at third.
Yeah, he's at third.
I thought it was the guy at second. I was
watch it right when it switches to the field view. You see him come out and go out of view.
Okay.
Oh, y'all
I
seen it
missed that. I
differently.
missed that then. Okay.
But anyway,
like,
now
what?
they've lost 6 straight, so there we go.
I've got,
back to where we're supposed to. Back to where
back to reality.
3 players are batting over 300 in Major League Baseball. Can you name them?
Aaron
I know
Judge.
you're looking at the picture
Yeah, I'm
right
looking
there.
at it.
Aaron Judge.
Nope.
Career batting average. I was about to say what?
Career, sorry.
Okay.
Only 3 active players with career batting average.
Arias, Altuve, and Freddie.
Freddie Freeman.
That's pretty impressive for Freddie Freeman.
It is.
With his power.
Big boys don't hit like that too much.
I got. You mentioned Nolan Ryan earlier, and I got to share this. I saw this stat. Y'all might have already heard it, but in 1980, at the age of 33, Nolan Ryan recorded his 3,000th strikeout. Can't talk. Easy for me to say. After that, he then struck out more batters than Warren Spahn, Bob Feller, Jim Palmer, Juan Marichal, Tom Glavine, or Don Drysdale did in their entire careers after 1980.
Oh.
Not after the 3,000th strikeout.
His stats are freaking crazy. Tom, I got one for you. Mr. Umpire, you'll like this one. Are you a magician? No. You ever felt like a coach wanted you to be a magician? This is what this umpire felt like. You'll like this.
He's on deck. 3-0.
Well, maybe. It just froze.
It was a magician move there.
Well, why is it freezing?
I'm gonna watch you freeze.
He's on deck. 3-0. And a slider
keeps freezing the same spot.
The
It don't
bases
matter.
are loaded. And Carlos Mendoza barking at the home plate umpire Chad Whitson. And Whitson looking at him.
He said, I can't make them up. I'm not a magician. You feel like that, Tom, sometimes?
And Whitson
I've said
looking at him.
someone.
Looking at him. Looking at him.
The catcher was trying not to laugh watching. You got it for a second.
Where was the pitch?
It froze on us for
And
some
a
reason.
slider.
Right there it was. It was low. There's your dot, Tom. The catcher pulled it up to his mask. The framing that they do now, they don't. It used to be an art. We just pull it back a little bit. Now it's just they just jerk it, so the umpires can't even see. The umpires can't even see where it's at. But yeah, it was low. He wanted that. He wanted to strike.
If my video screen is the strike zone, it's like
the plate. The coach is watching his catcher hold it at his face mask, and the ball is crossing the zone there at the shins.
Yeah.
According to that magic square there.
He's on deck.
I think we got it now.
3-0. And a slider misses ball 4, and the bases are low.
That's a strike in junior legion.
It is too.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah. But not in Major League Baseball.
Not in Major League Baseball. Now they got TrackMan. I mean, how many times did Greg Maddux get that pitch?
Oh, every time. Yeah. As long as the catcher called it, Maddux, he called it a strike. The only time I saw the other team get it was the Eric Gregg game in the World Series, and Braves fans couldn't stand that, couldn't take that for some reason. Like, y'all been getting those pitches for 10 years, and now you don't want the other team. The Livan Hernandez game, that's what it was. Let's see. The Marquee Sports Network names Justin Turner fan of the game after celebrating Suzuki's home run. I'm not going to read the rest of it, but I'm going to let you guys see the video. How about this?
Our fan of the game brought to you by Mike's Hard Lemonade for the love of lemonade, and it's you, Justin Turner. You are our fan of the game. Woo!
Did you catch it? Nobody?
Justin Turner, you are our fan of the game.
Oh, wow.
Oh. Good Lord.
They caught that on TV. For you truck drivers out there, there's an accessory you can hang off the back of your truck. And Justin Turner has them hanging off his belt buckle under his jersey, celebrating celebrating. Woo! And he won the Mike's Hard Lemonade. Oh, the Gardner Webb Bulldog.
Yeah.
I'm sure if they say anything, they have to. There's just nothing.
Fan of the game brought to you by Blue Chew.
It's just nothing. Nothing but look. The announcers didn't say nothing for like 20 seconds. Like, what are we supposed to do here? Nothing.
Where's Keith Hernandez when you need him?
Right. They need Keith so bad.
Who's the fan of the game sponsored by there, Marty?
It was Mike's Hard Lemonade. It was.
Justin Turner, you are.
Yeah, and so that was on, I guess, national television or whatever television they were on. But like I said, I was trying to show you guys earlier. EA Sports done come out with the show Ready to Rock. Here we go. Tom, on newsstands tomorrow. If it's in the game, it's in the game, Tom.
God almighty. Wow.
Oh my goodness. Wonder if there's a Madden curse for that.
I hope not. Boom. I hope not. That'd be a bad curse to have, whatever that ends up with. Man. How about the Pirates?
Now the ground is short.
Here's some Genius Baseball for you Genius Baseball fans out there. We're going to start back where they are. Second and third, one out. Infield's in, but they don't throw home.
Swanson. Now the ground is short.
What are you doing?
And now they've got PCA in a rundown.
So they got the out at second. So they gave up the run.
Wow.
After bringing the infield in. Pirates baseball.
Now the ground is short.
There you go. Good job, kid.
Quadruple A baseball at its finest.
Anyway, speaking of that, they're barely worse than the Cardinals. Cardinals in third now. 6-game losing streak. Cubs, Brewers in first, over 500 as well. Reds are even 500. So the whole Central there is doing pretty good, except for the Pirates. Out west, San Francisco and the Dodgers are tied at 41-29. Padres 8 games over 500, and the Diamondbacks are 500 as well. That's 8 teams, 10 teams in the National League over 500, including the Mets and Phillies. Sorry, Braves fans. 30-38. Don't think it's gonna be your year, Zach.
It is not. But the thing that frustrates me is our run differentials plus 18 at 30-38, and the Washington Nationals are 30-39 with a minus 60.
Yeah.
So I mean, it goes back to what Tom was talking about the other day. We had a good lead and we just squandered away just real quick. I mean, I think we're like 3 and
that game where they blew that. I think it was a 6-run lead. It's like it was 10-4 going to the top of the ninth. You can't blow that.
I think it was Kimbrel. He's already on another team.
Did you see his comment?
He said, "I pitched one game and it's my fault." He said, like I've been like 3-15 since Acuna's been back.
They've already got rid of that pitcher that blew that particular game.
So no,
he pitched one game.
Well, the guy who blew the game, they brought up Craig Kimbrel the day after.
Oh, okay.
And who was like their best closer back 10 years 10 years ago, 10 or 15 years ago. They brought him up. He was pitching AAA, and he pitched one game, and then they designated Kimbrel for assignment.
Yeah, so he's with the Rangers now.
Okay. And then, I mean, look, you're right. I mean, look, the Cardinals are plus 16, but they're 36-34.
Yes.
So, I mean,
I think it's a little bit of bad luck, but I mean, we do need a pitcher.
Even Boston's they're plus 19 and they're 35 and 36. They're at least right to hovering 500.
We should be right hovering around second. I mean, the Mets are really good. They obviously should be, as much as they pay for their players.
The Phillies got on a tear this one. I don't know if I'd say you'd be in second because, I mean, Philadelphia is 40 and 20. Y'all should be playing 500.
But look, we're the same place that Washington is, and Washington was decent, but Phillies we are they're our nemesis with Bryce Harper and those guys. But
Harper's out right now, isn't he?
Yeah,
I think he's out for a little while.
Cubs again, still playing really good in the Central.
Sure.
Really, really good team. I'd like to see what happens when they get in the playoffs. Since I'd like to see them do something pretty good. Dodgers are always going to be sitting there. Giants kind of surprising, but the Dodgers really good too.
Dodgers have just got their pitching staff. I mean, their offense is there. It's
Freddie Freeman's been playing great. Ohtani's just Ohtani.
Yep.
I think Mookie. I don't know if Mookie came back yet. Mookie was hurt.
Yeah, I'm not sure what.
He broke his toe in his house.
Right. Yeah.
Like how you call the team after that? Like, hey, I was just walking around, kind of hit the end table. I think I broke my toe, guys.
What is the good guys playing in Dodger Stadium? I know you're saying what is it done in his house, but guys who play in Dodger Stadium messed up their toes. Judge messed up his toe a couple years ago playing at Chavez Ravine. What's that about? I'm surprised it's the Dodgers tied with the Giants tied with the Dodgers and not the Padres.
Right. But I'm trying to think. Tatis Jr. has not had the best year this year.
Mm-hmm.
I know because he's on my fantasy team. But he's not been playing. He's not been lights out. We'll say that it's very similar to Soto with the Mets.
Yeah.
So, but when you're not protected with Judge or somebody else around you when you're hitting, you can get exposed a little bit more.
Here's your flip side of Atlanta with the record versus their run differential. Toronto Blue Jays are 38 and 31. They're 4.5 games back of the Yankees in the AL East, second place in the division. Their run differential -4. -4. Yeah, I know, right?
It's matchups. I mean, how do you do, versus, you're going to drop a 10 spot here and drop a 0 for the next 3 games?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a fair assessment. So,
Tom, any latest news on Cleveland?
They're struggling here lately. Lost again last night, 7-2. I'm just telling you, man. It's just
pull up standings.
They just can't get hot, win 5 or 6 in a row, and it's just they're going to be right middle of the pack. Might get in, might not.
Mm-hmm. They're 3-7 in the last 10 games.
Yeah, they've struggled lately. I'm looking. Mookie Betts was not in the Dodgers line. No, he was.
Was he?
Okay, is he back? Okay.
Yeah, he was. He went 0 for 2, but walked twice.
Okay.
I bet that walk was fun with a broke toe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's got them taped together. Like
no,
we used to do when we
Cleveland lost the series to I want to say it was the Reds, and then they lost the series before that. They're just they're avoiding getting swept. But they're losing 2 out of 3.
Baltimore this year has fell off the map.
Yeah,
they're in the bottom.
Yeah, they're the Athletics and the White Sox are about the only 2 teams worse than them in the American League right now. Cleveland's just a half game out of the last wild card spot in the American League. Toronto is the first spot, Tampa Bay the second, and then the Twins, but Cleveland's only half a game behind. Then you've got Seattle a game and a half. Boston, who appears to be the Yankees' nemesis. The Yankees, you can't, if you're a Yankees fan, you don't have much room to complain right now. They got the 3rd best record in baseball, but the past 2 series, Boston beat them 2 out of 3, I think, and then last night a walk-off hit.
Boston won
2-1.
Last night. Although they was in 10, fixing to go to 11.
Yeah. Although Aaron Judge absolutely, and of course, distance and home runs doesn't win ball games, but he absolutely obliterated one over the Green Monster last night. So it was that was enjoyed to see. And I think it was either 8th or 9th inning to tie it up, but Boston pulled out the win there. And then looking at the National League, Dodgers and Phillies right now the top 2 wild card spots. San Diego has the last wild card spot. Milwaukee's a game and a half back, and St. Louis 3 games back of the wild card.
I'm just glad to say that there's no chance that the greatest baseball player that ever lived is going to get a playoff win this year.
Or ever, for that matter.
Sorry to break your heart, Kevin, but
oh gosh, that ain't funny. Don't say that. I hear the Cardinals won.
If he goes to the Yankees and he gets a championship, he'll be a 100%.
He'll be a first ballot
only the second person to ever get 100% on their Hall of Fame vote.
That's right. Yeah. I don't know if I want a guy with a torn meniscus. We could handle his salary, but I don't know if I want to pay that much.
How
for a
bad
guy.
is it that over the last 10 games, the White Sox have the second best record in the American League?
Really?
And they're still last.
They're still.
Huh.
I mean, they've won 23 games. They're not as horrible as they at first were. Not, but the Rockies are still.
Look, the Athletics don't even have a city named on their standings. It just says Athletics.
Oh wow.
The Rockies still have won. The Rockies have won 13.
I just noticed
games.
that. I wonder if that's been there all year.
It is. They're playing in Sacramento. They're supposed to move to Vegas in 3 years or something like that. I mean,
how do you feel? And let's just be fair about this. So, we're in Charlotte, so we understand. How would you feel if you were Oakland and you kept losing everything that you had?
Well, they should probably take better care of their street city.
Yeah, I agree.
That's
Nobody's ever said, I want to go vacation in Oakland.
Because they lost, the Warriors moved.
They moved across the street or across the bay. Yeah,
The Raiders left, and now the Athletics left. So, I mean, Oakland, I've always called it. It's kind of the Cleveland of California. I mean, it's just it struggles. It struggles.
All right, there we are. Yankees in first, Blue Jays, Tampa all over 500. Detroit in the Central. Is that the best team, Tom, they've been so far?
I mean, they've taken care of us, but I think that might be the last series we actually won was against Detroit.
Oh yeah,
Detroit and the Mets are kind of teeter-tottering back and forth, best record in baseball. The Mets have kind of hit their stride, even though Soto is showing some signs of life, but he's not playing.
He's not Yankee Soto.
Yeah, that's right. Good comparison.
All right, any more news and notes on baseball, guys? I think I went through all my stuff. I just got a couple fun things to do on the internet here in a minute.
That's all I got.
All right, well, we'll be back for some in just a few minutes for some fun sports stuff, tweets that we found out, wrapping up the day, and we'll talk to you guys here in just a moment. KDCBroadcasting.com.
Summertime fun starts with the 2006 Chrysler Sebring Touring Convertible from Oak Grove Auto Sales Service and Body Shop. Check it out today for just $39.95. Also on the lot now, a 2016 Acura MDX, sale priced at $13,995. Or how about a 2018 Honda Odyssey EXL? Great for family vacations. See them today at Oak Grove Auto Sales Service and Body Shop, 522 Oak Grove Road, Kings Mountain. Online at oakgroveauto.com. Like them on Facebook too.
It's a gigantic closeout on last year's pool supplies at today's Pro in Shelby. They've got to be sold to make room for new inventory. Prices have been reduced drastically. You can save up to 50%. All pool supplies, including pool chemicals, they've got to go. And for those backyard cookouts, remember today's Pro does propane refills, and they carry Monessa and Empire Stove imports. That's today's Pro, 1325 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at todayspro.com. Like them on Facebook too.
Spring on into Carolina Federal Credit Union in Cherryville for your recreational vehicle loan with rates as low as 5.74% with approved credit. You can apply online or drop by their office at 1200 East Church Street in Cherryville. Recreational loans include motorcycles, campers, boats, tractors and equipment, RVs, ATVs, trailers, and more. But hurry, limited time offer. Apply soon. Carolina Federal Credit Union, 1200 East Church Street in Cherryville. Online at carolinafcu.org.
Performance meets power at Boyd Tire and Appliance and Boyd Lawn and Garden in Clover. See the new John Deere mowers, the Gravely mowers, and the Aaron's mowers. Ask about 0% financing for up to 36 months, plus a full line of Steel and Echo trimmers. Keep your lawn looking sharp with a stop in at Boyd Tire and Appliance and Boyd Lawn and Garden, located at 110 North Main Street in Clover. Online at BoydTireandAppliance.com.
We love baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet.
Now at Abernathy Chevrolet Buick GMC in Lincoln, take up to 10% off MSRP on the new Chevy Silverados. And all Buicks now $2,000 off, plus rebates too. Come in for all the details at Abernathy Chevrolet Buick GMC, 1445 East Main Street in Lincoln, and online at AbernathyChevrolet.com.
They go together in the good old USA. Baseball and hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet.
This month's Scholar Athlete of the Month is Madeline Huffman of Kings Mountain High School. The award is sponsored by McDonald's, KTC Broadcasting, and WhatsAppShopper.com. Madeline is the daughter of Terry and Susan Huffman. Madeline is a junior at Kings Mountain and is a pitcher and plays shortstop for her softball team. Madeline has a 4.5217 grade point average. Her advanced courses include 2 advanced placement courses and 7 CCP courses. Her extracurricular activities include the Beta Club, Teens for Courage Club, and the Math Club. She attends Oak Grove Baptist Church. She is also a volunteer for the Boyce Memorial Church Pumpkin Patch. After graduation, Madeline plans to play softball at Western Carolina and major in biology. The McDonald's KTC Broadcasting What's Up Shopper Student Athlete Award not only recognizes the accomplishments in athletics, but also for overall achievement in the classroom and community. Sponsored by McDonald's, KTC Broadcasting, and What'sUpShopper.com.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin the Gang.
All right. Happy Saturday. I got a bunch of random stuff. We're kind of going to jump around a little bit for some fun. How about Ron Hornaday? I'm going to tell you like that one. We'll skip that. How about Drew Brees? Here's one. This is wild. He lost 28 games where he threw over 350 yards. Lost 28 games. He threw over 350 yards. No other quarterback in NFL history has more than 18 games with 350 yards.
Say that no other
quarterback in NFL history has more than 18 games with 350 plus passing yards.
Period. And he lost how many?
He lost 28 of those by himself.
Wow. Holy smokes.
That's how good Drew Brees is. He threw for 465 yards and still almost lost. This was talking about this game. Let's see, against the Panthers.
He's one of my favorites.
Is it just me, or and this might be obvious, and I think I've made a correlation, but I didn't. Did it seem like our passing yardages have gone down the past couple of years in games? And do you think I noticed? I felt like it, or I sensed that it had, and I want to say a portion of that at least has to be due to the shorter field starting because of the kickoff rules.
I think, and I might be completely wrong on
Go ahead,
this.
Zach. Let's see what you about to say.
I think it is the Curry effect in the NFL. Everybody's trying to be Mahomes in Kansas City.
No, I'll tell you what it is. There's only 5 good quarterbacks in the NFL.
That's fair.
But even the best quarterbacks aren't throwing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It used to be you could write down Breeze, Manning, all these guys are going to have 300 yards this week, and then like you said, now name me 5 guys off the top of your head you know he's going to throw for 300 yards this week. It's in the league right now.
I don't even know if Mahomes will do it right now.
I mean, you're not betting on Josh Allen too. He might run for 100 instead.
Yeah.
Like who are you going to say?
Same with Lamar.
Stroud, is that who you're putting in there? Joe Burrow, I would feel the safest one is going to throw for 300 yards this week.
He's more of a prototypical quarterback that we have.
Jalen Hurts,
but you just made a great
Dak Prescott maybe.
And part of it, well, you've just made a good point about the transition of the game into the running quarterbacks becoming, or the RPOs and the read options have become much more. That has become much more of the quarterbacks.
How many pocket passes are still left in the league?
Right.
Stafford's old. Baker Mayfield's 30.
That's amazing to me that Peyton played the same time Drew did, and Peyton didn't have that many 350.
I don't know if Tom heard that fun one.
Yeah, tell him.
No other quarterback has more than 18 350-yard games in their career. Drew Brees lost 28 games with 350 yards.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Lost. You got to play defense. That was the run when Dallas got beat 51-48 against Peyton Manning. They blamed Romo. He scored 48 points and had 400 yards passing because he threw a pick.
It's
his fault.
Blame Matt Ryan for losing the Super Bowl.
Right. How about John Calipari?
I don't blame Matt Ryan. I'll bring Shanahan.
John Calipari talking about a little basketball and go look. If it's about money, I'm not going to go, well, I'll pay you more. I got a locker room. I can't have one guy making 3 times what everybody else in the locker room does. We're not going to do that to any of these kids. John Calipari, who's been paying kids under the table at Kentucky and everywhere else for years, comes out and says, Tom, I'm not paying the starters any extra money that I am my bench players.
He's a crook, man.
They're so full of it.
He's always been a crook.
If you want someone to lie to you, ask a coach a question.
I'll tell you, man.
If you want someone to lie to you,
the big-time coaches.
Ask a coach a question. How about this? This isn't sports related, but guys, everybody can relate to this. You know, we got our drivers out there. Take care of them. But please don't sick your guard chickens on them.
Boy, I'm about to lose you by this bird.
Now remember, Tom has these little bitty dogs. This is what Anna used to do: is send the chickens out. Laugh at him. He's scared to walk by the chicken. There are people that have that fear. Chicken phobia is a real thing.
At least it's not.
And he's running. And the chicken's just laughing at him. He's wanting to check the mail. I just wanted in my house.
Like the Undertaker being scared of cucumbers.
The Amazon driver ran to the car.
I got one better.
What do you got?
My dad actually was chased by geese one time when he was delivering a package.
Hey, geese are no joke.
Yeah, I know they're not.
Yeah, or go to Gardner Webb. Go to the pond at Gardner Webb, Lake Hollifield. Do not. Those things are possessed, man. Do not mess with them.
Had a problem at Pebble Beach this week, Chip. You see this?
No, I didn't.
How are you supposed to chip with this going on in your backswing? Shipwreck.
Still
hole 4.
There's a reason they call it Stillwater Cove. Gracious.
There's a bicycle on that.
That would suck.
How much money? How much money do you think that is that right there, Tom? That's not a Moss Lake pontoon, is it?
That's in the millions. I'm sure that's in the millions.
I know I wouldn't have a bicycle if I had enough money to have that boat.
Tom, I think that's in the bank.
Speak.
Man.
There was one, they had a video of it, and it just, they watched one sink. I don't know if we did that one here or not. But
I explained to a coworker she was talking about different golf courses. Her kids are taking up golf and talking about different golf courses in the area and explaining public and private. And like we got to talking about some of the really big golf courses in Augusta. It's not public. You can't get on it. And then I talked about Pebble Beach, and she's like, "Can you get on Pebble Beach?" And I was like, "You can, but you're going to spend a mortgage payment to play around a golf there, basically."
It is.
I mean, other than Shadow Creek in Las Vegas, I think those two keep going back and forth about the most expensive round of golf in the world.
How about, we talk about these kids don't know the past or whatever. This is Raiders rookie Ashton Gentry trying to name football players.
No.
Now, he's from Texas.
Is that Donovan McNabb?
You're a joke, man.
I said the same. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, he said the same thing.
No. That's the quarterback from Texas.
Well done.
There you go. I'm forgetting his name.
Probably just had one of the best national championship performances ever.
One of the GOATs. I know. I just can't remember his name.
Vince Young.
Vince Young. There you go.
That's crazy. He's not a real Texas guy. Now, what year you born?
2003.
So, oh my God.
Yeah.
03 baby. But yeah, we're gonna give you these pictures. It's just like former players that I've played before, and if you know them, you just say their name.
Born after 9/11.
Yeah, you swipe to the next one.
All right. Calvin Johnson.
Okay.
Oh, good job.
Baker Mayfield, and I know who that is. Brett Favre.
There you go. Okay.
I didn't know that.
I don't know this one.
That's Golden
Is that,
Tate. Would you know Golden Tate?
No. I would have had a hard time. I would have had a hard time with Calvin Johnson.
Is a receiver from the Lions.
Yeah.
Just his face, or what?
A receiver from the Lions. Look at his.
Right. Oh, is he? Gosh.
Yeah.
There you
Golden
go.
Tate,
Smart
Golden
kids.
Tate.
Is he? Jeez.
Oh, come on now.
This
He
one
had to
don't-
play him on the
this one
game.
don't
Marcus
ring a
Colston
bell.
ain't that old.
New Orleans is like receiver.
They just don't know. Like,
Oh no! I would have got that wrong. I thought that was Reggie Bush.
that's Colston.
Yeah.
But like, it's just crazy. It's crazy how some of these kids don't know.
You don't have to know anything. The phone knows it.
Is that what it is?
Pebble
Check
Beach.
my phone.
Pebble Beach green fees $675. But if you're not a resident of the resort, it's an extra $60 per person per cart.
That's cheaper than I thought it was. I thought it was closer to 900. So that's.
So, I'm all in for this. You've been to, the golf tournaments, the scrambles, whatever.
Mhm.
And I like the different holes that have different things to do. Like,
Okay.
like we've actually, broadcast and streamed the holes like Tommy and the Burns
great.
tournament. We've got a hole in one on YouTube live at,
Really?
at one of the tournaments, which was just awesome.
Is that the one where the ball blows up on Will when he sits
No,
there?
that's not that one. But that one was in Charlotte. That was a random, a actual golf tournament saw us broadcast another tournament, asked us to come down there and do that, paid us to come down there and do that, and we actually got a hole in one on live video on YouTube in their tournament.
That's awesome.
Have you ever seen the crazy putter hole? Have you ever done one of those?
I've heard of it, but I've never done it.
There's a bag and there's a bunch of different utensils to putt with. Some are
Yes,
gold putters,
yes.
pink putters, kids putters, things like that. This is a heckle hole.
This is
This would be. I would sign up for this just to sit there and be one of the hecklers while they're hitting. So like you come up and you play. I guess they gotta wear a weird hat or something too. But they're heckling while you're hitting. They're throwing water. Like this, to me, I'm good with this. I'm one of those people like, because basketball, you're shooting free throws, everybody's yelling at you.
As long as you're doing it, as long as they're doing it while you're warming up,
and everybody knows you.
Yeah. It's those where if somebody yells to you in the middle of your backswing,
and it's quiet.
Yeah, that was always Tiger's point. He's like, if they were yelling the whole time, it wouldn't be an issue.
Well, that's what the live stuff's supposed to be a little bit about, I guess.
Have you
have a little fun with it?
You need to look up. It's not suitable for our show. But
right there's a heckle hole that I was watching. I'm like, we couldn't play.
It's called. Well, there's a group of guys they call the back off challenge, and they've done it with like Page. They've done it with live tournaments.
Those are hilarious.
It is hilarious. Some of that stuff is hilarious.
So Tom, you're an Ohio guy, and you're an Ocho Cinco guy, is what I heard. And I heard you used to work with him. And this is what he used to do in college.
You know about a place called the Right Track in Santa Monica?
Oh, my God. I used to fucking strip back
in
97, 98.
Sorry, Ocho. Sorry for the folks out there. I had to put. So I'm going to mute that for a sec because that will make sure I got that. He started so funny because I was sorry halfway through.
We thought it was clean.
So Ocho is talking about. And I watched the whole clip. I guess I didn't see the first 2 seconds. So I've already watched this and he didn't. So Ocho was in college. And let's see. So he started stripping in college, and they got to it, and his stripper's name was Twix.
3 hours a night.
But they was talking about the NIL stuff, and he's like, "Yeah, I used to have to strip for my NIL."
Oh my God!
I was just wondering if Tom knew which place he was at. You're familiar with the male strippers?
I'm not familiar with that industry.
The NIL stuff, they're getting the back pay. I don't know if y'all saw that this week, but the women are suing, so they want equal pay out of that. So it's going to get held up for all the way back to 2015.
All right. This is going to end this debate. I have no disrespect to women playing sports. I've watched them. I've announced them. They're phenomenal. I'm going to draw the same comparison. And we made a joke about it on this show last week. I said, how much money am I going to get on my kickback being a cross-country and track runner at Gardner-Webb University? I didn't draw anybody to come watch a track and field event. I didn't draw any profits for Gardner-Webb Athletics, or almost none. My profitability for Gardner-Webb Athletics during my time as an athlete was almost zilch. I don't deserve any money back. You deserve as much, and you can make the same argument about the World Cup. You can make the same argument about any sport. You can get as much money back or as the profitability you provide for that sport. Men's World Cup makes more money than the Women's World Cup. I'm sorry if you don't think it's fair. I'm not sitting here saying whether it's right or wrong. I'm saying it's a reality, and the reality is there's more money to divvy out. I completely agree. You want to give the same percentage of profits to the athletes? Perfectly fine. I don't care.
They don't understand that at all, Chip.
I don't get that.
That the people on that side of the argument, they believe, and Draymond Green was interviewing a WNBA player the other day, and she told him that they should be giving up, that they should be paid the same as them, and that Draymond and them should be subsidized, should be paying them, and that, but she was basically accusing Draymond and the NBA players of taking all their money. Oh my God. And again, like you just said, they play 44 games. You know that? There's only 13 teams in the league. They play 44 games. They don't make any money. They've lost money every year. And like
they're
you
being
said,
subsidized, aren't they?
Well, you're right. They are being subsidized. But you were talking about soccer. The women's soccer team doesn't make as much as the men's.
That's my point.
And they're better than the men's in their respective
I
sport,
agree with, yes, they have had
and they
more
do
success.
well, and they think because they've won a championship in the women's, they should be paid more than the men's who are making the money.
I'm sorry,
in the men's while losing.
The profitability of the women's
the money
yeah,
part.
yeah, you're looking at the pot of money that is in the Women's World Cup is not as big as the pot of money that's being produced by the Men's World Cup, and so Yeah, if you want to say that the women's team deserves a higher percentage of that pot of the Women's World Cup, I completely agree with that. They're more successful than the men have been in the Men's World Cup. I'll completely give the women 25% or whatever the receipt of the receipts. The men give them 10. Okay,
Tom, I'm going to end it on the sexist comment of the day. So. They're bad at math. All right, so we're going to end the show on Coastal Carolina winning their 24th straight game, topping Arizona in the World Series opener. Chanticleer is the best baseball team in the South, better than Clemson and South Carolina.
I did hear Matt Damon was hiding in the woods during Chip's cross-country meet.
But not Christian Bell.
All right, guys, we'll see you next week. Tune in to Shock Joxx. Terry might be here next week. We'll see. KDCBroadcasting.com.
Oh,